right, hello everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, FOMC Wednesday to be more exact. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone around there in the world. I saw someone joining us from Hawaii. I think it's 1 a.m. over there, so you're even more crazy than me here in Australia and the New Zealanders that get up for the US Open. Thanks so much for joining us. And hello to the community. We've already got 300-400 people in here. Is what's going to be a very interesting day or week of trading. Somebody mentioned before the witching hour, the quadruple witching. What is it? We'll be talking a little bit about that. Let's maybe go through, do some analysis on last year, try to find out whether it's going to help us to understand the markets better. But remember, quadruple witching, really, it means lots of volume. And lots of volume means potential craziness in the market over that period between the close and the open the next day. We've got some serious volume that will come through in a quadruple witching hour event. Let's start off with the technicals today, guys. What have we got straight away? We have the volatility index sitting right on the 20. We actually saw it go as low as 19.3 yesterday, back up to the 20 into the event. I still think there'll be a small spike coming into the event on the VIX. It just makes sense. And then we'll get the clear direction of what happens after that. So yeah, a lot going on there. Tesla bulls, a little bit sad yesterday. I know, a little bit sad. But when you check out that Nasdaq, if you didn't look at the video, it kind of makes sense why some things weaken. Let's just have a quick look at the Nasdaq. Go over here. Whoops. You go over here, US 100. So the Nasdaq hit our resistance. It hit our 13.3 zone. Now, Tesla was already struggling above that 700. We saw in the open, it was like 700, 690 something, back over 700. And then the Nasdaq continued to run for the first half of the session. And while that was doing it, it hit our resistance at 13.3 and then started selling off. Now, because Tesla was already weak for the day, it wasn't moving with the rest of the Nasdaq. It weakened even further. So did Square, so did some of these other ones that have pulled up very heavily over the last couple of weeks. So hypergrowth stocks did suffer. We'll be taking a look at those. I know people want to look at NEO, Tesla, GME, AMC. We'll cover it all throughout the session. But our broad range thinking on the markets, what is it at this point? Well, I think that the Nasdaq could go relatively low. I mean, is it at the first point of resistance support? Yes. You've got resistance over here at around the 13,100-ish area or 90 area. Should that act as some buying pressure? You would hope so. But on the worst case right now, what do we think the Nasdaq could do? Well, it could still go down to the 12.8. You probably don't want to hear that. But imagine if it does. And then imagine what happens next. It bounces up and buys through. We will be creating the almighty inverse head and shoulders. That is some serious business at that point. Let me just quickly zoom this out and keep these here. Check it out. We'd have the left shoulder, we'd have the head, and we'd have the right shoulder, and they would be very well formed. So if we close then about 13.3, we are going to 14,000 town. It would be a very strong signal, and it'd be a strong enough signal to get in on. Think about your next moves. Think about the options positions, the other positions that you want to take. That's the type of TA that gets me excited and gets me out of bed in the morning thinking I've got to be around for the close. Because if we did do this and it looked like this, I'm pretty keen. I'd be pretty keen. What do you guys think? Do you reckon we go down to the 12.8 today? Let's go for a poll of the room. What's everyone's thoughts? FOMC meeting happens. Are we going to be up or down? Are we going to break past the 13,300? Or are we going to go back down to the 12.8, 13,000? Up or down for the Nasdaq today? What do you guys think? The reverse French said GoPro went on a ripper run. Really? GoPro moved somewhere? That's amazing. G'day from Sweden. I haven't seen that stock go anywhere for some time. I thought it was failing a bit. Alla Bandola 100. G'day from Sweden. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Let's have a look here at this up, down, at GoPro. I'm just interested. I haven't looked at this stock in ages. It's been doing well finally. Let's go out here. There you go. So it's actually been doing quite well. I just remember when it IPO'd. Look at the IPO. Oh, I feel bad for people that were in this stock. It was bad times. I've also heard some bad things about some of their new products with the competitors coming in. But yeah, when it broke through this area here back in October of 20, it was certainly looking strong. And I can see why it went on a bit of a rip. Not my type of thing, but interesting all the same to see it go through. Anyone get on that ADA bandwagon? It's amazing how crypto trades. I just want to mention it straight away. Coinbase, add it to tradability, then it goes nuts. What might happen in the future? What about DOT? DOT can't be traded on Coinbase, I don't think, at this stage. I don't use Coinbase, but I believe it can't. 20%, actually 25% to 30% very quickly. It's amazing how these cryptos trade. They just trade nuts. All right, so what did the market or the room think about the market today? It seems to be small down, down, up, down, 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 up. Okay, this is probably a 70% down. 70% down. So that means it's going up. That's the technical usually in the room, isn't it? Rob says, yeah, I got the ADA to the upside. Yeah, that dollar was holding quite nicely. You go to the 4 hour, nice little bounces off there. We got that closure through, and then it was just all on the gravy train. And this wasn't, in my opinion, that new news. I mean, I thought they were already doing it. I thought it was already announced. So when it came through, this has been the effect that happens in crypto. Maybe you can learn from this. Think about some of the new inclusions into things like Coinbase. Look at the damage that happened when XRP got taken off. These types of things are very tradable news events. They're not technical, sure, but they're based on knowing what happened in the past. And it's just such a good signal. If you know something coin is coming on and that coin is lower, when it comes through into the base, it does very, very well. Let's get started into BTC. We'll do the cryptos first. Then we'll get into Tesla. We'll get into GME, AMC, into the market. And, of course, our thoughts on the general market, FOMC statement, etc. So Bitcoin first up. Can't say I'm bullish on it. I cannot say I'm bullish on it. That stupid 20 moving average on the 4 hour has been too good at predicting returns. And I'm still sitting here at this 52 just thinking this looks bearish into the 52. We hit the 20 moving average. I mentioned that in today's video. We then engulfed against it. We went down. We went big bear boots on. And now we're sitting here at the 55. I'm not bearish on Bitcoin over this cycle. I still think we've got more room to run during this cycle into the end of the year. However, I could see here a little bit of further pressure. We'll continue to watch it on the smaller time frames. Is there some sequence or some moving average that we can use to really track its way today? I mean, that was the first close on the 1 hour underneath since over here, since back when it went to the 54s. We get a closure down. It's sitting there. Let's have a look how that looks on the 15. Worthwhile just checking out. Okay, so the 15 did close through. Yeah, so this is why I don't like these time frames. I'm not a big fan of these 15-minute, 4 hour, 1 hour time frames. I'm big on 4 hour, 8 hour daily, as you know. It's got to be looking short still. If it's going to go, maybe it goes here, but this would be a complete guess. I'm more towards the short. More bearish than bullish here. I'll watch it through the session today and we'll see how it interacts with everything. But that engulf there off the 20 had me scared, and that makes me think movement down could be possible. Is it only going to be short-lived? Most likely. This should be the level where you find more buying pressure, and that would be top to bottom if that did happen. Let's see how dangerous it looks as a percentage. About 15%, so well within the realms of Bitcoin pullbacks, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not seeing much here from the bull side. If you want to know when the bulls get back in control, it's as simple as now looking at this strong resistance that's come through the 57,000. You close above 57,000. I couldn't see anything stopping it to the 60. So for the bull side, you can just put an alert in there. If the 57 is cracked, it's all up to the moon, back to the 60, back above that. Lots and lots of cryptos showing mixed results. ADA just so strong through that news with the Coinbase thing. DOT doing okay. XRP, whatever. It just does whatever it does. And then the rest. Sandola77 coming in with a donation of $4 for a coffee. Thank you so much, Sandola. Appreciate the donation as always. Mal Mech says 52K BTC is a buy signal. 52K is too high, says David. Wait for 32K to buy, says J-Rock. What makes you think the 32K is coming this soon? Papa Powell playing chicken with the market, says George. Yes. Bitcoin scam will collapse, says Gianfranco. I believe there is a cycle that will go on, and then the cycle will eventually collapse, just like every other cycle that's happened. I think that's pretty likely here. Arthur Brown says stimulus checks hit at 9 a.m., 1 hour to figure it out, 10 a.m. Okay. There. Arthur saying that they're coming in at 9 a.m. in the morning for the stim checks. That is pretty funny. Imagine if they came in at 9 and then everyone put them in. Let's have a talk about the stim checks. So where are we? So the stimulus checks, this is the expectation. Basically 40 billion is some people's projections. I've seen 400 billion. I've seen 160 billion. I'm not sure how much goes in the market. We don't. But I saw the article today. It was such a bad article. It was like this article that said, if someone puts $1 into the market, then there's another person selling that to them, and therefore that it's just the same money going to the market. I'm like, where's the supply demand, dude? People are pushing it because they're prepared to pay more price. That's the thing. It's the wealth effect. I just couldn't believe that article was written on a major paper. I don't know if anyone else saw it. It was ridiculous. So I think that, yes, this will help the market, having all these stim checks in. Maybe some people, and the economy is not as bad for a lot of the middle class and upper class. Remember, in America, a lot of people get these stim checks. Everyone pretty much gets it. And that can go into these types of things. I also noticed this in Australia, and I'm not sure if it's an effect in America, but a lot of people, especially younger millennials, went and lived with their parents during the pandemic. Now, if people have been doing that, that means that this is actually all money for them to be able to invest. And that's like an X factor thing that I always think about in the markets to give it further potency in terms of how much can go through. When you're targeting where's the stimulus money going to go, it's always going to go into the top 30 kind of holdings in Robinhood. Look up those kind of ones. Also hypergrowth stocks, Square, Apple, all these types of favorites with the community. Let's just quickly talk about witching hour because I think it's important. Let me make sure this shows up on the screen. It certainly does. So we have a quadruple witching hour. Now, a lot of you may not know what a quadruple witching hour is, but this happens on the third Friday of every March, June, September, and December. And on these days, market index futures, market index options, stock options, and stock futures all expire. And this usually, of course, results in what? Increased volatility and increased massive amounts of volume going through the market as all of them expire together. So these only happen a few times a year, and it does have, there's actually Google's doing a pretty good job here of all the information here. And it even has things like, how does it affect the market? I mean, is this right? Quadruple witching, my opportunity, yeah, temporary price distortions is correct. Increased trading activity, absolutely. And volume, which can be affected or manipulated in the market, also does occur. So what I always encourage people to do when you know these types of events are occurring is you go to the S&P 500, you load it up, and you go through each one of the quadruple witching events over the last couple of years. You put horizontal lines through it, and you find out how it trades into it, how it trades out of it. Look at the days before, look at the days after, and try to find out if there's a sequence that can help you as an investor. Welcome as well to the 1,000 viewers already here in the first 15 minutes. What do you guys think about this quadruple witching hour event? I'll be doing a video on it tomorrow, so don't worry, there's more to come. But yeah, you can read more about it and understand it through things like Investopedia and other stuff. So we're back over to the BTC. I'm feeling a little bit negative, down to the 52. Unfortunately, that is. Now, would I buy 52 flat straight away? I've found that with Bitcoin, you usually get a bit of a signal. And I'll just scroll out to show you why I feel like that. So even over here, sometimes I'm happy not to buy the low. I know that seems crazy. And I'm happy just to buy the structural point. So over here, there was a structural point. Over here, you have to go into the smaller timeframes. Take a look at the 4 hour. And again, do you really get any strong signals all the way through this? I'd argue not really. You don't. Your biggest strong signal is probably this double bottom over here. And you don't get the lowest point, but from a trade perspective, that's what you're looking for. From an investment perspective, it's a different approach. You say, I'm happy to buy it at this price, and I put my line in the sand. And you might have an average down concept where you say, okay, I'm going to buy here. I'm going to buy here based on these technical support resistances. These are the zones that I'm going to get into Bitcoin at. So it's a very different approach. If you're talking about taking statistical chances, then what you want to do is you might say, okay, there's lots of bullish buying coming up here, lots and lots of wick rejections. We get a peak, we get another equal trough, double bottom. This is the full, beautiful entry, and you can take that one for sure. And then you start getting into swing trading. That's the type of area that I would have been targeting last time for a trade, because through here, you're really having more of an investment guess a lot of the time on getting the bottom there. It's like ADA yesterday. You knew that Coinbase news might come in. We were talking about this through the stream. Lots of wick rejections, and that to me showed volume came back in. And you actually had an increase in volume here through this session, which makes sense. It was pushing higher. But more importantly, what was this? All these little bounces were happening off $1 flat. It's a key level to look at for sure. Will the market crash? iTech says, well, we don't know yet. I mean, we have to find out whether we get, there's actually no price action that says the market should crash right now. So we'll have to see a lot of price action come through to give us a crash. Market's going crazy. Let's have a look here at the market. So we've got the US 500 39.53 and the US 100 13,056. I wouldn't call it crazy, but yes, it is coming back down to key levels. So US 500 at 39.53. Does that matter? Well, not really. I mean, it's coming back in. I would say 39.30 would be my area that I'm really looking at for the US 500, the S&P. This is the zone that was previous kind of resistances, even though it wasn't huge supports. This is not a huge pullback just yet. US 100, I'm not really too concerned about anything unless it gets back under the 12.8. And that's just my personal opinion. I'm thinking if it comes down here and it bounces, then we get that inverse head and shoulders possibility, and we can really see some strength. 13,300 was reached yesterday. That was a trading take profit. There was no doubt. From a trading perspective, we mentioned it before, heaps of times, this resistance was going to be the next level. It bounced off here and it moved up. It was a beautiful trade and a trigger was set. The reverse French said a whole generation of Robin Hood idiots, I guess it is going to be financially decimated. Eventually, yes, some of them will get into bad trades and they'll put all their eggs in one basket and those ones will go bad. J Rock says, I would buy 100 shares of AMC with the check. Okay, 100 shares of AMC there coming from J Rock. Let's have a look at this. Here it is. Look at this 10-year treasury. This is what's probably spiking the market down. Treasury yield continuing to increase. Now, I've mentioned this a few times. Even if it gets to 1.95, and I expect that to push the markets down, don't get me wrong. This is my expectation of where the treasury yields will stop. Now that we closed above 1.45, that could push the markets further down, and we may actually see this treasury yield heavily spike into 1.95, possibly even today. But I do expect it to stop here. Line in the sand, resistance, time for it to not over hyperextend past that area. It's a great resistance point on the left. It's a great support point previously, and you got a 200 simple moving average here. So watch this on the treasury notes. 1.65, 1.95 is quite far away, but even if it keeps extending through and pushes the market down, I think it stops around here. What do you guys think about that point? I really do feel that would be the zone. And then at that point, let's say the market was even lower and we were getting supports hit on the Nasdaq and stuff, I'd be starting to think about some serious positions there. GKB says, I wish I was getting some stimmy. Fair enough. So people are saying markets are going crazy. Let me have a look at the pre-market for you guys. Let's go round, check out everything, check out what's going on. I'm just loading up the pre-market screener. Welcome to the 1,211 people already joining us in the room today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just quickly scrolling through here. Did I miss? Maybe I missed something. There might have been a donation that I missed before. So I'll just quickly check and make sure I didn't. If someone did donate, just message one in the mods if I missed you, because it says there was one, but I can't see it at all. Pre-market, What's going on? CrowdStrike, good earnings report yesterday, very strong, great to see. McDonald's, the defensive of all defensives, is actually up, and it's probably going to be a sea of red on the other side. Let's take a look here. Roku, Square down to 2.38%. Zillow Group, Tesla 660 right on support. We'll talk about it soon. Airbnb, Teladoc down 2. So lots of 2%. Let's go over here to the hyper crazy stocks. Looks like only one's up, which is Oxygen. And on the downside, so Media Corp actually down hard, 9.29%. Riot Blockchain down 5 because of that movement currently in Bitcoin, sitting at under 55 at this point. Sundial back under. Went to the 150. We thought that might be like a little bit of a support for it. But again, I'm not a fan of Sundial. I've said that several times. Tilray down to 26. Palantir 24.76. There is some red here on the streets. Where is our GameStop? Down 3.86 to 200. Okay, let's have a look at GameStop. I know you want GameStop AMC. We'll switch over to our dual screen. Where are we? There's lots of currencies. I'm sure I had it up here somewhere. There we go. Okay, we'll go over to this two screener. So AMC trading at 12.79. What are my thoughts? Oh, I feel like it still wants to go towards that $12. And that's where you're going to find buying pressure. I really feel like that's the level. Why did it stop at 12.36? Previous little bit of resistance. I don't know if that's that good. I know it stopped there, but I don't feel like that's that good. So for AMC today, unfortunately, I could see it down at 12. And then I would hope that that's where you start to really create the structure. If you do bounce off this level right here, well, of course, 14 is going to continue to be the resistance, but I feel like it's going down into this area. GameStop holding the 200 is good. It's the first 30 minutes of trade that really makes the difference. Yesterday, our support held well. Did anyone get in on the support? GME, guys, look how good. I haven't modified these lines. Look at it. Wow, wow, wow. Sold off 173, bam, straight into that 200. I probably wouldn't have gone to the 220, but there's certainly a beautiful little pick up there for entries. 200, I would hope where it opens, if it can hold above there for the first 30 minutes of the session. GME and AMC tend to actually move pretty randomly, and what I mean by that is they'll actually go up when the market's going down. They have a tendency to do that. So 200 held, let's say the first 30 minutes it holds around here and hovers, you're looking bullish for the day. If you cannot hold the 200 and you break back below, 173 becomes your support area again for this point. It becomes your support again for this point. So yeah, GME, they're the two supports. On resistance side, maybe 240 becomes a problem. But overall, I'm thinking just if the bullishness comes through, you'd be happy with the 240, 295, and then the 350 as always. So I'll put in the 240 because there is price action through there. You can see the supports that happened. That's how I'm seeing it now. And right-hand side, I really feel like AMC might go to the 12. It's 12.81 though now, so that's a lot higher. And it's only down 1.69% in the pre-market. J-Rock's got the gorilla powers out for AMC and GME. Sal De Cristo, $1.99. Could you do ZG? I sent a super chat before. Thanks. Well, thank you, Sal, for the other super chat. I didn't trigger, and I'm not sure why it didn't, but we certainly will check that out. Oh, thanks very much, Dave. I appreciate the text message there about it. So let's load up ZG for Sal. Let's have a look at Zillow Group. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Pre-market is actually flat at 150. So it was hovering in our zone. I said that I wanted it to hold above this 151 whenever possible because we did see bouncing off that. Now today we are closing right on 150 and pre-marketing actually flat, so pretty strong. Is it a problem and should we become bearish on this particular trade? Let's take away these lines for a second and just talk about whether this is bearish or bullish or whether we can be concerned about anything. We need to remember where we came off. We came off 122. We went up, we came down to a 38.2 fib, and you know that during any normal trough to peak to higher trough scenario, you can often pick up into the 38.2, 50, with the 61.8 being like the spike level and it comes back through. So I think it's still okay. There's nothing wrong with this. If it continues to hold so strong in the pre-market, that's good because we're going down here in the pre-market. We've got 0.88% down on the Nasdaq, yet this stock doesn't care. It's holding strong. And that means that if it does reverse during the FOMC conference and we see the market start to bull through, that bull pressure is going to be so much stronger in ZG, because for it to hold means that the sentiment is really strong on this share. So I'm not concerned. I think you really didn't want to see it under here ideally for a quick snap, but because of the FOMC, because of the pressure on the markets, you've gotten a little bit lower. Look at the fib levels and don't be too concerned about the price so much. It isn't probably going down to these extreme lows again anytime soon, as long as we don't crash through the Nasdaq 12.8 level. So the 12.8 level for the Nasdaq, it bounced, it sold off yesterday. Now we're back at the 38.2. Anywhere in here is decent, like kind of buying if you like this type of stock. And yeah, I mean, I'm not feeling too bad about it. Sal, good luck on this one. Kevin says Plug really dropped a bomb on the market about their financials. I never touched the stock because of the CEO. Yeah, I can tend to agree with you there, Kevin. I never touched this thing either. I know a lot of people mentioned it. It wasn't one that I basically almost never talked about it because I was terrified of it. Let's have a look here. How bad is it? It's down 17.22%. Plug 35.33. Very strong downward pressure. Back down all the way to the lows. Look, 35. I don't know if it's worth even thinking about it. You have to do your own diligence here because it's not only a crazy stock, but it's very hard to TA on this one. So Plug just continues its decline, and it may, remember, if it gets underneath 33, that really opens the floodgates of further pressure selling. See the first half an hour, how it reacts to it. Watch probably the FOMC, and then from that point, we should have more information. DXY showing strength, and therefore the QQQ S&P coming off, says Colin. Yep, so we'll go through DXY now. It's a good time to talk about it. Let's go into the 1 hour. Here it is, coming into resistance ahead of the meeting. Now look at this resistance. How many times have we been mentioning this point? Also, higher lows coming through. So we've got higher lows coming through. We're now testing the 91.96 zone. It's looking good. We're going to watch this because this is half an hour through a 1 hour. So we will check this out at 11 p.m. my time, which will be in only half an hour, and we'll see how this 1 hour closes, because this is a significant resistance that has been reached before but never closed above. Now you get a closure above. What I always say about dollar index, if the dollar bulls, usually that means risk off market, and that means taking profit, getting out of the market, and then looking for the next opportunity to get back in. So dollar is very, very important. I would have maybe a trend line set through these lows. And because this is basically an ascending triangle in the 1 hour, you really have to think, okay, what's this ascending triangle telling us? Well, tells us around 2/3 through. You then take that level, extrapolate it, and see whether it proofs. And guess what? It proofs perfectly. It proofs perfectly. So that means that this is what the market is prepping for today. And this is the type of thing that the market is looking for. It's looking for that 91.96 to be closed above. If it is, then it's going to prove towards 92.48. And we all know what that means for the stock market, a little bit of a decline. Is it a crash? No. Is it a correction after a decent move up? I don't even know if you can call it a correction. It might just be a blip. But if the dollar index does go through this zone, it's starting to signal into the 92.50, and that means some serious stuff. QQQ pierced its 50 DMA, then got sold all day, but I expected it to break soon. Don't get suckered, says Kevin. Neo, we'll take a look at Tesla scene. Well, Tesla o'clock very, very soon. And PLTR, yes, we'll do both. Jordan Bolano, $5. Would you take a quick look at Corsair ticket CRSR? Yeah, we can do that. Thank you very much for the donation, Jordan. We'll take a look at that in just a few moments. Let's have a quick look at gold here as well. Gold was approaching the 1740. Now the dollar index is strengthening. Gold is again selling off, and this is pressuring all markets. So through the start of this session so far, We've seen Bitcoin drop from a 55 down to a 54,643. That's caused Ethereum down to 1758. That's caused DOT down to under 35, LTC 196. It's all pretty critical. And at the same time, the dollar index is just really testing that resistance. This is the line. I'm going to look at this throughout the session today. This is a very important area. Very important. AMC check up 1278 and pre-market GME 200. I expect them to hold as close as they can to that level throughout the pre-morning section. Okay, let's take a look at Corsair for Jordan. Let's do it right now. Thank you for the donation there, Jordan. What do you guys think? Do you prefer that sound? Then I'll take all your stock or whatever it was, the Jontron thing. You prefer that more simple sound if people donate? Hopefully you do. Got a few complaints about that one. It's always good to get feedback though. So Corsair, is it bullish? Is it bearish? Corsair. I think it's at a super critical zone. Let's go to a line chart. Okay, line chart's not really helping too much. Line chart shows us the close price. So that's why you want to put it on there. Okay, that's interesting. So we'll go back over the candle. So the 20 moving average, it did bounce through a little bit, but it hit it and it rejected and it created a shooting star. Now, if it closed above here, it would have been really good because it finally was showing that it's ready to move up to the next direction and hopefully move towards that 40, 44-ish dollar resistance. I mean, 44-ish dollar resistance is quite strong. It's bounced through, but that would be my target as a trader. Yeah, I mean, pre-market here, it's down 2.66%. It went bearish, then it went bullish. So that will mean that's an 8-hour long leg doji. Okay. I think because it's an 8-hour long leg doji, whereas if you close under 33.35, unfortunately for you, it could go back down into these lower points, and this would be a bearish signal. Remember, a long leg doji is an indecision candle, guys. And if you have an indecision candle, when you close above the indecision or below the indecision, what have you effectively done? You've made a decision. These are highly underrated candles. Let me show you another one over here. Long leg doji. Now this closure was super bullish, admittedly, on the 8-hour, but look at the strength that came off it. Bam, bam, bam. Decision was made. It's time to go. So there was strong bullish pressure that instantly came off that. I actually quite rate long leg doji at key resistances and supports. If you find it and you like it a lot, then when the closure happens, you can get in and you can seriously make some money off the long leg doji. So yeah, I think I'd just be looking at 33, 32. If you close below there, you put pressure back into 32 and possibly even lower. I don't know if you want that. I'm assuming not, but it is at a point, and that's pretty impressive. 10-year bond now 1.66. Let's have a look here. 1.66 indeed. It's going to put further pressure on the Nasdaq. We're now down 1%, 1.09. So where could the 10-year treasury get to? 1.95. Do I think it gets above that? No. Would I be super concerned if it really closed above 2 and kept going? Yeah, I would, because that would be bad. But 1.95 I find within the tolerance of a fast move correction. And again, I go back over the history and I think, what happened in the GFC? Well, it repriced huge. Look, it went from 2% to 4%. That's a big reprice. Here we're going from 0.5% to 2%, a big reprice. But again, overshooting the failings over the last couple of years, possibly now just returning back to where it has been for quite some time. With all that printed coin and everything else that's going in, that's a lot of the problems. Kevin says, Simon agreed Tesla fans are ignoring the completions coming. Oh, okay, I'm going to have a look at that. Sam, today is going to be ugly. I may have to step away from the screen. No, that does happen sometimes, but always be prepared for reds and greens. It's not always going to be green all the way through. We did bounce up. We got some good levels here. Jordan Drew Money, $5. I always enjoy your analysis. Thank you very much, Jordan. Can you check out FSAL? Okay, we will do that in just a few moments. Let's go to Tesla, because I know I'm getting harangued about this one. People want to know what is going on Tesla. We closed above 700. Things look good. And now all of a sudden, Tesla is pre-marketing down 3.37 off the back of a 4.39%. Well, we have to think about where is the support for Tesla. And we're in pre-market, but here it is. I mean, it should be the 660. Pre-market is under the 660. It's not great that it's under the 660. I would have liked for it to hold here, but remember, the close is not done. Have we seen spikes under here before? Yes. It's the close that's the key when you're looking at NIO, when you're looking at Tesla, when you're looking at anything, guys. We want to be looking at that close. So 660 is the level I would like. 653.94 just so happens to be right around that 200 simple moving average, the green line. I would like to see a pickup in the open and some strong buying through there. If we close under here, we undo all of the sequences that we've had so far. And those sequences have been nice support buying, huge misprice, followed by just amazing bullish pressure. Some would even say that could be like if it went down now, that would be considered the bull trap day. Then it went up to just under the 720, broke through this level, mind you, which was very, very strong when it got through the 660. 720 was our first major resistance that we had to compete with. We instantly sold. We went back and tested it, looked good, and then the Nasdaq failed us. So I think Nasdaq was the big one yesterday, but yes, I would like this price not to be the close for the end of the day. If we get a close like that, unfortunately, Tesla fans, it's probably going lower. And it could go 600, it could even go 550, or back into that longer term big problem that we have here, which would be all the way back into the 450, 500. Now, do I think it goes below that? No, I don't. Because the structure in here is just too insane. There's so much structure buying in here and so much pent demand and stimmy checks. And I checked today actually for you. Did you know the second most purchased stock in Robinhood, I believe, is Tesla after Apple? So you got stimulus checks coming through, huge increased demand, huge big bullish looking engulf here. Everything's looking good. So 655, it's only the pre-market. It's not the rest. Continue to watch it. Remember, for NIO traders, watch Tesla, watch the price action, because NIO will just follow whatever Tesla does. That's what it always does. 1,719 viewers joining us for this Wednesday FOMC coming up soon in the next couple of hours, about 5 hours or 6 hours away now. So watch that. Be careful today. It's going to be bearish signals coming in. You can see the VIX spiking. We predicted at the start of the session, I thought the VIX would spike into the event. After, couldn't tell you at all. But I think that the VIX spiking into the event makes sense. We've got the quadruple witching, all of those types of things. Let's do Jordan's donation now. He wanted to look at F Fuel Cell Energy Corp. This is down 4.99% on the pre-market and 9.45% yesterday. Let's take a look at the daily. So we failed to ever get higher than the 19 kind of dollar-ish price range. We never closed above there, unfortunately. Now we're back down into the 14s. Is there any structure here? Is there anything that we can say, oh, we like that? Well, $14, you might see some buying. Previously, we was buying there. It's going to need the market to turn around as well, because you're going to have sentiment. And with an, what is this? An energy company, equipment instrumentals, okay, or instruments, not instrumentals. Yeah, so I think this becomes your area around $14-ish. If you cannot buy through 14, back down to the 11, and you're not going to want that. So let's hope today, if it does decline through the session, it hits this and is met by instant buying pressure like it was over here. And just like the resistance, the support becomes support again. And all of these things start to set up as inverse head and shoulders. That would be ideal. And from a bearish day, I would hope that's what happens. But there is nothing holding it in this middle of the area. Once it kind of got under here and it gapped down and moved badly yesterday, you knew that it was probably going to go towards the 14. And that's what we're seeing through the pre-market session so far. Thank you, Jordan. But yeah, 14, put it on your charts, man. GME AMC, says Rob Schwartz. Is there something happening I'm not seeing here? 1272 for AMC, 203 GME. Very nice. Holding above 200. Strong. Yesterday we had 173 as our buy zone. After we got through the 200, things were looking bad. And then all of a sudden it went green, and that was good. Today's targets, if the market continues to squeeze down here, if it keeps pushing down, GME and AMC tend to do better in down days. They did it last time during the start, or in Feb. They did it all the way through that kind of first decline. GME and AMC were just bulling and mooning and doing all that stuff. And we just did not have any bad days through the bad stock market session. So 203.50, maybe some stimulus checks coming in here. Hold above for the first 30 minutes to the 240, then the 295. And AMC, I'm still dubious about this in the middle of the 12. I could see it still spike into 12, unfortunately, and then bouncing up from that point. So look at the 12 on your charts and have alerts there. Anthony Kempson, $9.99. Thank you so much. Can you check out the VXX and give some analysis? Certainly can, Anthony. Appreciate your donation. Vincent Van Culster says Nasdaq dropping hard right now. Certainly is. It's dropping, well, it's not hard, but 1.14%. You got to put it in perspective. The Nasdaq moves like it tears 3-4% in a day. So 1.15% in a pre-market session is not too hard. If it gets under 12.8, 12.750, yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. But anything coming into that support, don't be as concerned. Here's our dollar index. It's still struggling around that zone. We'll take a look at the treasuries. Where's our treasuries? I lost the treasuries. I'll bring it back soon. But it's because of the treasuries moving. It's because of the FOMC. This is just what happens ahead of a news event to freak everybody out. It always is the thing. Darius says GME and AMC are doing better than yesterday, which means price may skyrocket. True, sentiment is important. Pre-open was 185 yesterday, and today it's holding 200. Absolutely correct there, Darius. So all it is with GME and AMC is sentiment. Let's say Jimmy gets the check, and the check comes in the door, and he's looking at it, and he's thinking, what am I going to do with my money today? And he sees GME holding 200, and he goes, and he YOLOs. He just YOLOs because it's holding good. Now, if it was a red day and was bad, Jimmy'd be looking at that check and he's thinking Square, Apple, high quality companies. I'm feeling good about these, but maybe he's crazy. Maybe Jimmy's just like, well, everything else is red, but I'm seeing green and I'm thinking it's skyrocketing. So sentiment is very important. And that's the type of thing that I look for in the GME and AMC trades. It's all about sentiment. Let's take a look at the VXX now. VXX. This is the Barclays Bank PLC VIX short-term futures. Okay, let's go to the monthly. Right on January support. Interesting. Pre-market up 1.44. So it trades the VIX short-term futures. It's not like a mixture of all of them. Look, is it at support? Yes. Do I expect volatility to increase into the FOMC? Sure. After that, it's a complete gamble. I would have no idea. I just think that the VIX increases into these events because they're scared. The market's scared of Jerome saying the wrong thing. So let's say Jerome he's just said the same thing pretty much repeatedly now for 6 months. So the market is scared of maybe the Fed taking something away. It's not super scared, but that's the type of thing that you are seeing. Here, I would just say it's on support. It's up right now. Let's go down to the weekly. Yes, but you can see how it degrades over time. So it's right on the support. There's not much analysis we can do here though, because other than saying it's on the support, what else could I say? Yes, I think it could go to 14.60.15, sure, but you're not going to see enough structure. Like 2 hours, little engulf. Is that bullish? Well, I mean, engulfing candle is bullish. It's the first bullish candle that we've had all the way in this sequence down. But again, not great technical analysis. What I like to see here, and I'll just let you know, is more like this. More structure, more thought process, maybe more bullish hammers or rejection wicks or volume increasing or something like that. Yeah, it's just so hard not to see those things. I noticed on the 1 hour that on the decline, it's been touching the 1 hour 20. So maybe if you do get a spike, it just spikes up into the 20 and it will probably be met by some resistance selling here. That's something that is already a sequence. When I get two of them, so there's one and there's two, that usually means the third one plays out, and that would probably be around 1350. So if 1350 is reached on the VXX, then that point there, I would expect usually to have some downward pressure. But other than that, it's at heavy support, and you would expect a bounce off this level. So good luck, Anthony. There's not much else we can do there. Appreciate the donation. Ron says, holy cow, GME has so much volume coming in. That's from Ron. Thank you very much there, Ron. Maybe Jimmy's got the check out. He's ready. Timo says, still no info on which MTG set though. It's not an important one there, Timo. It's not like something very cool. You can probably guess it. If you know MTG, you should know which one it is. Kara Marga, $5 or $4.99. Could you look at SHW? Thanks. Yeah, we certainly can. Donkin Dave says SQQQ day. Well, that's right. SQQQ will be going up. YOLO, Brian says. YOLO in GME. Oh my goodness. What is this? Jimmy Butler? Jimmy Butler thought this is stocks. Who's Jimmy Butler? I'm just making up Jimmy. I didn't know it was anyone in particular. Jimmy, you can do it. That's right. Jimmy can do it. By the way, guys, I forgot to tell Tyrone if he's out there, but I thought about this and I thought, what a cool idea. In anticipation of us hitting 50,000 subscribers, which we're about to do thanks to each and every one of you, and Cara, I'll check your thing in a minute. I just wanted to announce that I am going to do an impromptu t-shirt competition for someone to come up with the best t-shirt design, and then we're going to put it on the channel for people to buy. So if you're interested in entering that, please send your entries through to me at Thomas, Thomas, at fxevolution.com, and we'll have a 200 Australian dollar first prize for whoever gets picked, and the community will pick it. I think it's fun. We're about to hit 50,000. Why not give a little bit back and, in turn, get a sweet t-shirt? I'm going to buy some, and I'm going to wear them on stream. So if you're a really good designer, or you've got just some text that you think's funny or something like that, enter in Thomas at fxevolution.com. The t-shirt competition is coming. 200 Australian dollars if you win it. And I guess we'll leave it open for maybe a week or two. So if you're interested in doing that, please contact me. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the t-shirt comp. I'm going to buy some sweet t-shirts and have them on here. Let's go through now that question, which was Sundial. Oh no, Sundial's coming back into the room. Kara had SHW. Let's check it out. So quick check around the markets as well. We've got the Nasdaq down 1.27%, S&P 500 sliding 0.5% ahead of the FOMC. We've seen 10-year treasuries go up. In fact, maybe I'll add US 10 years. TVC, CFD. I'm going to add that there. I'm going to bring that up here so we can watch that along when we go into our screener later. I know you guys can't see it yet, but yeah, 10-year treasuries up 2.94% at this stage. So that's spooking the markets, all ahead of the FOMC. Do I think it's that big a deal over the longer term? No. It only becomes a bigger term if it gets past the 2% or the 1.95 on the 10-year treasury yields. Welcome to the 1,875 viewers. If you're enjoying the stream, please remember to subscribe. Get us to 50,000, guys. That would be so awesome. And of course, like the stream if you enjoy it. It does help us out. So what do I think about SHW? Well, firstly, it's pre-market flat as attack. Yesterday, I actually traded 0.01% up. That is Amazingly bad, isn't it? Just didn't barely even move for the day. Do we have a series of lower peaks coming through here? Let's go down to the smaller time frame. Let's go 4 hour. Okay, so that's probably why we're putting pressure on this point. A little bit of a trend line. I don't really like drawing these types of ones, but look, everything looks good here. You're testing the peak. You've found previous peak, bounced up, then found support on the moving averages and the previous resistance and the supports, which is awesome. Then you've moved to this peak and you're struggling around here, but you can see that the market is also holding. So it had a rejection. It then held and basically did a 0.01% day. So very, very boring. You get a closure above here, then we can move towards the 730. And once we deal with that resistance, we go to the 740. And it seems like every $10 is the thing for this SHW share. So I like all of the price action coming in here. The pre-market just looks miraculously perfect. So if it continues to hold, that's fine. Even if it comes back down to 700, I expect buying pressure here. And the sequence is fully playing out. There's nothing really bearish happening in the price action right now, Kara. Good luck with this one. Looks okay. Should take a look at the Nasdaq? Yeah, we will. No. Sid, I do play. But your red-green decks, it's no chance, man. It's no chance. I used to play. He sounds Aussie, almost bedtime. I am certainly Australian, that is true. Another donation coming in here from Eka Aurora, Singapore, $2. Thanks, Tom. Can we take a look at DQ? We certainly will. No, Kevin, not the wet t-shirt competition. Designer gets royalties, do Hive. I don't even know what Hive is. I assume it's a t-shirt company. T-shirts have intrinsic value. Oh, okay. I just want cool ideas. Anyway, we'll go with the $200 for now, and we'll see how it ends up. But I'd like to do it. US 100 just entered 13,000 territory. I'm going to put the horizontal support on that because that is a key psychological zone. I still think the bigger support's down here at the 12.8, but that is the territory. Let's have a look at the pre-market before we do DQ, because now that we've moved down here, whoa. Zemedia Corp, ooh. Zom down 13.27%. Churchill down 7.68%. 28.71. Sundial down 6.62%. It's all red. Oh, nothing is green in the hyper crazy stocks. Except GameStop's actually doing really well, because for it to only be down 0.87, 206, you can tell there's some massive volumes coming in on GameStop. GameStop volume is increasing. There is some strong levels and lines coming through here. I will be watching this throughout the session for you guys, but yeah, 208, it's not too shabby. And same with AMC, actually holding a 13 now, getting a lot more bullish. Let's go through the screener on the bigger stocks, 23 billion plus. You'll notice it's actually 488 now. Yesterday it was 495. So I think we can almost go to 22 billion. Oh, 506 matches. Not quite yet. 23 still. Pre-market, upside, CrowdStrike even getting punished, 2.39%. That was a great earnings report, so I'm surprised it isn't holding 4, but that's what happens in a red day. Tesla now down 3.68 to a 651, not ideal. Any closure under 660 really signals further selling pressure on Tesla, and that will not be strong. Teladoc, 3.4%, Square, 3%, all of the things that are really hyper growth stocks being attacked. Snowflake again, 1.85, so they are down. Possible opportunities for some people and scariness factors for others. So 13,000 pressure being reached. Let's do DG now. Johnny Bravo says, didn't you give away something a long time ago? Yeah, we did give away money. We gave away money to some guy. He commented twice and then he ran away. But yeah, we gave, I think when we hit 20,000, we gave away some money to the community. So that worked okay, but it wasn't really beneficial, I don't think. in any way. Just somebody got $500 and probably put it in GME. 193 here for DG. Pre-market seems like it's flat. What's the price like? Well, I can tell you it is at resistance straight away. Support, resistances everywhere around this 193. Yeah, this is the resistance zone. So I'm not bullish or bearish. I'm probably more bearish on it than bullish. I did a really nice return back from 174 to the 193. But this is the point that you need to watch. You get a closure of a daily above, then you can move to the next level, and the next level is here, and this is even a stronger level. 205. Wow, that 205 is insanely supporty and resistancy. So 193 is cleared on any daily. Notice how with the closures here, we gapped above, went bearish, we gapped, and then we went bearish, or we pretty much opened on the 193 and couldn't hold. So any closure above this 193, what is this, 94 with a green candle is going to signal you to move further to the 205. But at this stage, it looks a little bit bearish. Maybe a pullback into 187 where the previous supports were. That may be what happens next. I don't mind this, but it is at resistance. When is the deadline? BIS says. I will make the deadline for the t-shirt thing because I don't think it's going to be too crazy. We'll go with next Monday. So this Monday here, 29th. We'll set it for the 29th. We'll be hopefully above 50,000 at that point. I'm sure we will, thanks to you guys. And yeah, 29th of March we'll set as, so the Monday we'll make the announcement during the live stream. So please get it in by Sunday, the 28th of March. I'll make more announcements tomorrow about it in the video. But yeah, the t-shirt comp will be then, and we'll work something out for you. If you do a really good job, I'll give you a bonus. If it looks so awesome, I just love it so much, I'll be like, oh my goodness, I've got to get this. What is happening here? Someone said DFV did something. What is this? NFT trend on chart as prediction. NFT trend on chart as prediction, Patrick says. What about the NFT trend? Do you guys believe in the NFTs? You believe in them? I don't know. I believe they will be attached to a lot of products, but I'm not sure about some of this initial art. Maybe there's something there that's magical. S&P 500, a few people want to look at it. It is sitting at 39.48 right now. Look at the daily, okay? Look at the daily. We're far away now from the daily 20. Oh, I wanted DQ. Okay, we'll do DQ. Sorry, man. Singapore guy, we'll get it done. We'll do DQ. Here, 3,900 could be reached, and then maybe some buying. But I still think it's just all about 39.30. Close under that. Then we go back to our 3,900. So watch those zones, 39.30, 3,900. And for the Nasdaq, 12,750, 12.8. Under 12,750, 12.8. I'm getting out the checkbook, but I think the fall will be actually quite severe. Let's do DQ because I'm meant to be catching up with some of these. So it was actually this stock that I was meant to look at. This is a chemical specialty stock. Pre-market 83.43, down 2.68%. Looks kind of bearish. Price action did bounce during the recent rally. Found clearly some levels in here. Let's go to the 4-hour. You can see that's why all the body closes were here. The wick wasn't. So that's why it started structuring through. I could actually see this falling further and moving on down to the 72 level. The 72 is strong support though. So if we're looking at DQ, that's actually where I think it goes. Regardless, I mean, if you get a close above 95, yeah, sure, it's all green, all good up to like 118. There's just no left-hand structure stopping you, but I would feel like a 72 would be the zone or the area that you might be looking at. So Eka, thank you very much for the donation. That is what we're thinking of. Tome Jesus, $2. PBR, please. Love the stream. Thank you very much, Tome. Let's take a look at this PBR. Now, in terms of, a few people have asked here, what type of t-shirt do you need or anything? It can be text. It can be an image. I'll just pick out like maybe 5 really cool ones, and then we'll just do a straw poll on it. We'll select it during the stream, and you guys will have a say in which ones you like. I just think it's a lot of fun to do that for a bit of a celebration of getting to the 50. This looks pretty good. So this is PBR. It's probably down in the pre-market. What is it doing? Pre-market down 1.36% to $8. So it's right on the double bottom. Notice here, I just quickly lined that up. Double bottom, hideous gap that occurred. Volume was high and then started decreasing. But yeah, look, $8 is your support. I would hope that the double bottom holds and it holds this level for you. If it does, then you just need 835 closure above and you can start to fill the gap. You can start to fill 9, etc. Today's going to be a tough day because it's down across the board. So if it is down across the board, $8 must hold. If it doesn't and it closes below, unfortunately, back to 716, 720 for you. Pretty simple double bottom pattern here. And right now, the structure above the coiling is good. And if the coiling does break, the great news for you is you should go towards 9. And if you get above 9, guess what? You can go to 10 and fill the gap. So consolidation is key when it comes to getting rid of whatever this negative sentiment was here. We need consolidation, and double bottom patterns are certainly a great consolidation area. Good luck, Tome. Whoa, I cannot pronounce your name. We'll call you Seme. Thank you very much. $2. Hive Blockchain Tech. Hive Blockchain Technology. Pre-market seems to be flat. 4.47 yesterday, straight into support, or at least first support. You notice over here on the left-hand side, it was bought quite aggressively the first time, bought, ran decently the next time. And then yesterday, it actually put a bearish day in on it. Series of lower highs coming through. I actually am going to go down the smaller time frame. Let's go to the 2 hour. I'm going to put the trend through this point, because you'll notice that it's making those lower highs all the way through, finding support through this area. If you close down below here today, you will unfortunately open the wrath of movement back down to the 350 area. Hive Blockchain Tech, if it moves up, it's the right time to do it. It must do it now. Close above here, then you can trigger really a movement back to the 6, maybe that high over here. But when you break a sequence of lower highs like this, you're changing something seriously fundamental. I showed guys the US dollar yen. I'll show it to you again. The US dollar yen is a great example of when this technical plays out. So we'll go to the daily. I just want to show you how good this concept is. So see this channel. Look at this. Lower highs continuously for ages. Break the sequence. Get the close above. All bull after that. It's that simple. Trading sometimes is just knowing the sequence is over. Think about the consolidation, then you go to the monthly, you go to the weekly, have a look where the supports are. This is the type of thing that I look for to predict the end of the bearish bust cycle and the beginning of a serious, nice bull trend. And look how powerful that was in US dollar yen. So that's the type of thing I'm looking for on Hive as well. Thank you very much for the $2 donation. Do BTC, or we've done BTC, but we'll continue to do it. That's fine. I believe we had a new member enter the Stonk Squad. Chronically Sam, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Welcome to the community. Thank you so much for supporting, and enjoy the emoticons and everything else that comes with it. Califor 2A keeps saying this. ARK-K, we'll look at ARK-K. That's going to be one that definitely cops it. NFTs have more intrinsic value than standard Bitcoin, Richard says. Okay. Willie says, yeah, apparently we lie a lot. Who lies, Willie? NFT will be more than just a fad, says Jager Croft. Okay. Chronically Sam says, I feel NFTs will blow up and die down hard, and then long-term will be legit. I agree with that one. Chronically Sam has what I think will happen. It's like those pet ones or anything else in any investment ever. It goes like this: to the moon, stabilize, then it crashes, then it stabilizes, as just like with Bitcoin during the cycles of the halving events, as you start to create a real market for it. Do I believe? Yes, I believe. But I do think the hype will be real. Every single thing will be worth money. 50, 90% of them will become junk. It will crash. Really good ones will happen, just like we're seeing in this second resurgence of Bitcoin or cryptos right now. The new resurgence of DOT and new cryptocurrencies that are so popular, Chainlink, etc. And the same cycle will play out. Understand that it's the same thing in collecting markets. You go through and you think about Pokemon Charizard 1 or whatever, that card. It had already many booms and many busts. And what happened was everything busted. And then it comes back. In comic industry, it was the same thing. During the 90s, crazy hype. But actually all of the quality stuff continued to be worth something. And now it's worth a fortune, a literal fortune. Let's have a look at BTC. We're not a collecting channel, so NFTs, I do believe, but I believe that this time around there'll be a lot of junk sold as well that people think is good. So I'm pretty bearish on Bitcoin down to the 52,000 area. I feel like this is the zone, or this is the area that should be met with some buying pressure. And I'm just bearish because the sequence right now is not looking good. And what I mean by that is, we have the 20 moving average on the 4 hour. We know this is one of the most important moving averages. It signifies usually buying pressure, and it signified the end of last trend when it was going through. Because remember, the 20 was insane on this left-hand side. It held us all the way from 33,000 all the way up to that 57,000. Just 20, 20, 20, just buy it all the time. And then learn from the left-hand side as much as we can. Look what happened. Closure below, crazy spike down. It tested the 20, guys. Look, it's bad. And then it went down, and then it continued to find the 20 as resistance, and then it suddenly went, no. We're ready to move back up, and that was the end for it. You got your retest, you got everything in the cycle. So I'm actually a little bit bearish on it for that reason. It hit it, and it engulfed down. That's an engulfing candle here on the left hand side, and an engulfing candle signifies potential further selling, and I feel like we're going to take this low out. I'm not sure about 52. I'm not going to catch the falling knife here, but I'll be certainly watching that, and we'll watch it through the session. If it does occur, I'll draw a little rectangle there so I have my boxing ready. There we go. All right, 52,000. What do you guys think about Bitcoin? Do you kind of agree with that 20 EMA analysis? Need an NFT that intro. That's true, Sapphire. We need to NFT the shirt. PLTR, please. All right, Brian, we'll do it. Buy Tesla, says Harry Chu. What price, Harry? What price? RK. Taxi says NFT, nope. It's a trend, but if you can profit from a trend, then it's real enough for today, right? True, Taxi. You're a trader, man. You're a trader. That's good. Skills, please, Tom. Happy St. Paddy's Day to all. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone out there. Absolutely. I want a t-shirt with a big green candle and your cartoon image in the middle, Tom, says Kevin. Really? You want that? I'm not sure if I could wear that shirt around. Chronically Sam, probably just a big picture of this guy, that It's a Trap from Star Wars. That's pretty funny. Donation coming in from Alex Montoro, $2. Do you think Apple will get back to 121? Thanks. Okay, so Apple is really interesting case because it was hyping yesterday and still could hype. This is a cool one. I'm kind of bullish on the hype concept into the 23rd of March event. We know that Apple does this. Buy the rumor, get the hell out for the fact, run away, go down the street, and don't come back for it. So yes, Apple, long leg doji yesterday, now is actually opening below the doji length. So we'd be going back down here. Could I see 121? 121. Maybe not 121. Let's go to 2 hour. I could see like this. See, look at this. Look at these moving averages here on the 2 hour. I like the 2 hour chart a lot. So I think like in here. Like that 123 flat is kind of where it's going to go. And I feel like there's structure behind it. And unless Powell says something mad or the market just goes, I'm going to steal the stimulus check money or something like that, and that's a trap in itself, I feel like it should hold. And actually, it should buy into the March 23rd event, because that's what's happened in the past. If Apple, because everyone's rumoring they're going to release the AirTags. I don't care about the AirTags, but it's a new product, and I know how Apple works, and it does tend to work like that. So watch that 123 closely today. We're opening pre-market 123.79. That's down 1.42%. It's an interesting level that's worthwhile considering, watching, and look at all the structure that happened underneath that. What's your kind of worst case here? I mean, even during the lows, when the Nasdaq was down at 12,200 or whatever, it couldn't get under 117. So coming into a news event with the hype and the anticipation and all that stimulus money, number one stock on Robinhood. Very interesting zones. Keith says, thank you for changing the sound. No worries, Keith. All right, let's do PLTR. Market is going to crash this week. Mark my words, says Jan. Okay. Falling, where is the bottom? 12.8, hopefully for the Nasdaq. What is the best time to trade? 1 hour in the open close or middle of the day? What kind of trader are you, direct? Depends on your type. If you're a scalper, probably actually not the open. It's too wild and you get stopped out a lot. So you probably want to do the middle of the day. Yeah, you would appreciate the middle of the day. Now, and back end of the session. If you're a swing trader, just wait for the closes. Just wait for the close. It's just the close. Nothing else matters. The close, the close, the close, the close. The first hour is like insane, but the close is the key for swing traders. Tom, where can we send the designs? You can send them to thomas@fxevolution.com. There you go. Check it out. Send them there. $91.99. Did we miss the 1 hour close? Sorry, guys. You troll me, man. Not $91.99. All right. Dollar index 91.96. Still at our resistance. You got me, though. You got me good. Bitcoin continues to slide 54.40. The 20 EMA. The terrible thing. Let's now go to PLTR. A few people want this one. They're worried about their position. All right, so 24.41. It is going to be wild in this. 24.41 puts us in to the 38.250 fib area of the pullback. Now, I've got super wide boxes here because it's really just about structure. There's no, this is not really very easily tradable. It's just you have to pick and feel an area, because look at how much noise do you want in a trade? It buys in the morning, it gaps up, sells off, gaps up, sells off, gaps up, sells off. So we've got super wide structures, and I'm only holding this structure here because that's where ARK purchased it. I must remember that, and I would actually enable that ARK. We also know that the resistance is at 30 and 28 was the other point that we thought it could get to. So 38.250 fib pullbacks around in here where it's going to open. This would be usually a reload zone for people that were bullish on it. Of course, you may be freaked out by the FOMC statement later on today, but this is the type of area or zone that you will be looking at. There's no real structure across this area. It's just the beginning of what we boxed up, the point where ARK purchased in. So that's stuff that's going in your favor, but there's not much else other than that. I'd just be making it up, completely making it up. 38.250 fib. Atlas Artist Sweden. Hey there, finally a member. Awesome feeling. Good, that's awesome, Atlas. Would love if you could take a quick look at Expression Biotech at the SSME in Sweden, second generation vaccine for the COVID. LJ, I'll answer this one just quickly, LJ. Can you elaborate on why you trade the close for swing trader? Yeah, absolutely. So the reason why you trade the close is because the close is the real direction that Wall Street is pushing the market. Remember, you've had the whole day for the market to figure out what it's doing. Let's just use this as an illustration chart. This is the first hour of power. That's when all the retail community gets in and everyone goes hyperactive and buys and goes nuts and all of that type of stuff. At the close, that's when the super funds really finalize. They match off their positions. In Australia especially, they've got like a match time and they really dump a huge amount of volume in. Usually the close signals what the market truly is intending to do over the next day. And it also locks in time the most important candle for all traders out there, especially swing traders, the daily close. Because remember, what happens pre-market, what happens after market, no one cares. It's what happens during the session with the real trading volume. So if you get in there a few minutes before the close, most professional swing traders will want to trade off the daily close to break areas of resistance or break areas of support. The daily traders' timeframes are going to be 4 hour. The swing trader, is 4 hour, daily, weekly. That's your timeframes in the stock market. And in the currency markets and commodities, it's going to be 1 hour, 4 hour daily. So the close is the key because that's where it's locked in time. Over here, things can look very different over here, and then it's just not very good. Also, the pre-market right now is so wild that the movements can already be happening in the pre-market. How many times have you seen the close happen, get ready to buy Tesla in the morning, and you think, oh, that's such a good close. I'm so excited to buy Tesla in the morning. And it's up 5%. Well, it sucks. So we don't want that. Now, you may have missed out on a few of these because I'm probably on the wrong screen, but that's what I'm answering there. Okay, let's answer your question, Atlas. This is a question about EXPRE S2. That is some wild companies. So it's a hard name to say. 3.23% down yesterday. I'll have a very brief look at this. Great support around 35. Lots of wick buying as well. I like that. So if it comes back down here, let's say, I want to see wick purchasing off this level. And if you do, nice and bullish. Resistance, 45 and a little bit at 40. So it looks like every $5 is all this thing cares about. Check out the fives and trade it accordingly within the fives. The fives are the key there. Quick check for the markets, 1.14% down for the NAS. The NAS hit 13,000 before, went a little bit lower. 13,000 is a key psychological. I would hope it holds that zone. If it doesn't, it falls through. It's all about down here, this 12,800-ish area, 12,750, 12,800. Don't be scared, be prepared for a zone like that, because if it happens, it could be an opportunity that you are looking at. Don Hostin says, small Indian investor finally getting the news about the possible ban on crypto. Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. Kevin says, if I sell, I usually sell late morning or last 10 minutes of the day, depending on the action of the market. Fair enough. Fair enough. If you're looking at selling, that's fair. But I do like that. Sid says, what happens pre-market stays in pre-market. That's a good saying. It's almost a t-shirt for the channel. Hey man, maybe you got one there, Sid. What happens pre-market stays in pre-market. I like it a lot. That's funny. Barrick Gold Company, it's pretty much holding within a range. Andy says, traders will already be positioned for FOMC. Don't try to scalp it. Wait till it's done. Andy, you're the man. You know what's up. Absolutely. Do not try to predict what is going to happen with FOMC. And I'll say this because you have bits of news. Now, the other day, we had CPI, I think, come out. Someone said, oh, bad news from CPI. The market didn't even move. The market doesn't move because realistically, what's going on is bad news could be good news. If bad news continues to come out, what does the market say? Well, I don't care about the economic recovery. Papa Powell going to print some money and give it to all of us. So let's just push it up even higher. This happened back in, what's actually happened ever since the GFC. So since the GFC in 16 and 15 and 14, bad news was good news. And good news was bad news. It's bizarre. So it can happen like that. Don't try to interpret it. Interpret the fundamentals of the company that you're buying and interpret the technical levels that you're interested in. And from a trading perspective, find high quality setups on daily, 4 hour and weekly timeframes. Ron Keys, Canadian $5. What would be a large buy at close signal? URI. Okay, let's have a look at URI. United Rentals Inc. – It's a pretty strong trend, man. It's pretty far away from the 20 as well. Maybe it's time that it does actually have a bit of a pullback to that. But United Rentals Inc. is on fire. So when you ask me what's a strong buy close, okay, so what's a strong buy close is usually going to be something like a bullish hammer coming into the day, coming off a strong moving average, a closure above a resistance point, that type of thing. So say like this point here, if I was triggering a buy, let's say I was looking at this and I was thinking I'm going to trade this thing. If I was triggering a buy here, I would be literally putting my resistance through and I would say, okay, near the end of the day, we have held above and I would buy it. Now, did the market come down? Sure, but that's not always going to happen. I would buy it at the close and then I might add to it at the roll reversal because you don't always get the chance of the roll reversal. Tesla never gives you the chance, let's say. So I'd buy this one close to the close because it's made a new high. Now, with this over here, we don't have as much structure formation anymore. We've basically reached a resistance that is a one-time touch. We've reached the second resistance, which has been touched now. What type of signal would I be looking for? Well, let's say we go down to $300 and then we find a bullish hammer here. A bullish hammer on the close, is that going to be a buy signal for me? Maybe. It would be a good buy signal. What I would also like is probably a little bit of a flow through in the pre-market. So for a swing trader, I would actually prefer to see the flow through after the bullish hammer. But if you came down and then instead of getting a bullish hammer, you got an engulfing candle on the next close, that would be a signal to buy. It's coming down to the 20 moving average, which has already found 3 separate support lines. It's hitting it. It's hitting the nice structure. It's a good area to be in on this trade if you like this stock. Does that make some sense? So it does depend on the type of signal you're getting, but usually I prefer the close for the entry points, especially when you're getting breakouts above the high. Terry Chu, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thank you so much for joining the community. Appreciate it, guys. We are over 100 members in the community as well. This is amazing. Amazing. We've got so many members coming in here. So Ron, URI, closing signal now. What I would be looking for is a decline here, a touch, bullish momentum, and then if you miss that one, once it gets through the 320, this 320 previous high over here, a closure above there will signal your 340 and your previous movements up. So good luck there, Ron. Looks like another red day, Roshan says. Yes, bad. Velocity of money is still low for now, Richard Frank says. Yeah, it's very important. Yes. Did you guys know that in the US you weren't able to actually own gold for a portion of time? Anyone know that? You weren't able to own gold? Imagine if they did that to Bitcoin. No, you can't own it. You can't own it for about 25 years. You're not allowed to. Angel Suto, $2. Thoughts on Mara and CCIV? All right, well, I'll do one for you there, Angel. Thank you very much for the $2 donation. Do CCIV just quickly, and then I'll briefly do Mara. So pre-market 28.82. Now, I actually saw a few people on YouTube going, this thing's going in the moon, etc. Yesterday it just came up randomly. So here's the long leg doji indecision candle. If we close underneath that today, which would be a close underneath 29.37, unfortunately that would mean the market is acting bearish. Remember, long leg doji, indecision, closure in either way, decision is made. So I could actually see it coming back down into the 24, if not the 22 zones. You may not like to hear that, but I do think that is a certain possibility. Today is important. What happens at the close will be key to the next couple of days trading for CCIV. It's pretty consistent. 4 hours, let's have a look. Some buy pressure maybe off the 27.31, previous little bit, previous bouncing, previous resistance. Okay, chuck it on. Why not have that line there today just in case it happens. See how the price interacts with the zone. Let's now go to Mara because I know a lot of people like this one. 36. It's getting beaten down by Bitcoin. Just watch Bitcoin's price. If Bitcoin continues this decline down to 52,000, unfortunately Mara will come with it. Big support at 28 for Mara. I'm actually just going to put that in here, and I would be less likely to watch this chart, and all I would do is just look at Bitcoin. I do analysis Bitcoin all day long, and ignore this chart. I don't care about this chart because it's not relevant when you're thinking about what is it really going to move off. And it's going to move off Bitcoin price, if I remember rightly, for this company. Mitchell Davis, $5 Australian. Great to see some Aussies out here. The stock market equals the real economy, or doesn't equal the real economy. Let's be real. Okay, you're making a joke about it. Also, GME seems to not follow TA in the last few days, nor the 30-minute open rule. It's probably fair. It's probably fair to say that, Michael. Yeah, GME, well, look, I mean, how do you TA these things, really? What I've said is this, though, Michael. I've said it a few times. GME and AMC follow. On the bullish uptrend, they're following resistance psychology, okay? Why is that? Because the actual retail traders are in control of that market. They're taking their profit at key points that they see on the left. Probably YouTubers are talking about, probably everybody else is talking about. It's possible. That's possible what's happening. It's about that psychology. Why is AMC stopping at around 14? Because it's a key resistance zone. And you can see that. Why did it stop at 12? Because it was a key resistance zone and a psychological level. Now, when it goes bearish, it starts triggering all of the fear characteristics. And what do humans do during fear? They act irrationally. And therefore, the TA on the chart, being pretty much human psychology on the chart, that's all it is irrational. It really doesn't make sense. Trying to find buy supports, it's very difficult for a bearish market on GME or AMC. So even 1 or 2 days down for these particular positions is a bearish market. That's how fast they are. So you're right completely about them not following TA as much. I agree with you. Look, we've still got our zones here and I still think it's important. But yeah, you need another green day to be followed up here. Above 200 for GME is really important. AMC, it's in the middle of nowhere land. I still think it could go 12. And then at 12, I would expect some buying pressure just due to the psychology of the market there. 14 still resistance, 12 still should be support, and 16 should be the next resistance. So I think it's acting technically on the way up and irrationally on the way down, if that makes some sense. Got God making a donation here, $4.99. Thank you very much. Hey, Tom, I have a lot of options expiring on 15th of the 3rd. 15th of the 3rd? 15th of the 3rd, you sure? I assume that they're going to be April's. I'm not sure. 15th? Shouldn't they be already expiring for you? Thank you very much, Dave. I'll check that out. Just saw a donation coming through here. Hey, Tom, a lot of options expiring 3rd of the 15th. Slightly green, slightly red. Dump it open or wait until 15th. Please do EXPI, not financial advice. Oh, man. You know I can't answer that question. 13,000 still being reached by Nasdaq. It cannot be answered too easily. Okay, let's have a look at EXPI for you. EXPI. Well, that's right at resistance yesterday. And I think we did do this one for you. So this was previous resistance, support, resistance. So it makes sense for it to be finding some rejection off this zone. Where could it go to? Probably around 50, and it finds some buying pressure. Did so last time. Did so maybe again here. I certainly could see that. That would be the area there. I think it could go to 50. Look, if you're worried about it and you're not sure, you've got to think, can you hold through? Can you afford to lose the money? How much risk did you put on this, man? I don't know. I don't know a lot of the things about your situation. So do I think 50 should be met with support on this? Sure. Do I think that was a good resistance point that probably deserves some selling? Yeah, I do. So yeah, I mean, there's so much more that goes into the decision. If you're over leveraged into the position, it's going to be always a risk. And therefore, if you can't afford to lose it, you've got to think about, do you scale part of your order out? Have a plan. I cannot tell you what the plan's going to be. All I can say to you is that US 100, I would hope that 13,000 or 12,800 holds the line and that we see that be the low of the day, or at least the low of the next couple of sessions. Because 12.8 underneath that would be very bad for your calls. They just wouldn't come in. You'd be red and bloodbathed across the board. Will that happen? I don't know. I just know that those zones are good. Sid says Michael Davis GME has amazing TAs. Do you reckon it's got that much good TA on the supports though, Sid, all the time? Mario says I'm down almost 3K already, and that's unfortunate, man. How do you become a member? Says Shane Ruddle. You can click on the join tab, I think, in the chat. Maybe it's underneath or around. I don't know how it does this. Probably Dave can give you the link, but you can click it. It says join somewhere or member. Yes, the Great Depression. We could, unfortunately, in our timeline see a Great Depression. That would suck. I do not want that. No one wants that. Big Bears, you do not want that, believe me. Miss A, Canadian $2. I believe you want SVRA. We'll do that now, and then we'll go back over these markets because they are moving quickly. Savara Inc. 202, pre-market 211. Actually green. So up 15.82% yesterday. Market capitalization size, very small, 111 million. We always look at that when we see these hyperactive things followed by busts. The good news is it's back on support and actually where it had been before. So let's go to the weekly, see what's happened here. So this looks like, wait, is this farm? Oh, biotech, that's why. Is it known for pump dumps? Yep, certainly is. Well, that was a bad announcement, whatever that was. So it's known to have actually more sustained runs on it. There's a pump dumped. That's a pump moved down. Pump moved down. So I think the good news is that you found $2 as support. And that's strong because previous resistance was around that 210, around the 210 again, and now you're sitting at the 210. There's no TA you can do here other than it's sitting on the level where if it's going to bounce, it bounces here. If it's not going to bounce, then we can degrade back into like $1.80. So you've got to do your risk reward here. Is it worth taking the risk to maybe get a 250 or a 3 again? Why did it happen as well? Go look at the news. What happened there? And then you can make the decision on whether it's worth the risk, which is maybe back into this structure, for the reward. You say good luck. Harry Window, $3. Can you please look at Bark? We will do that in just a few moments. Brent McLean, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thank you so much, Brent. Welcome to the community, and salute to you. Good luck in your trades today. Did you check out Tilray or ACB? I have not done that yet. Can you please look into crude oil, sweetheart, says Stephen. All right, Stephen. We'll have a look later. Very, very severe depression, so people will learn something. Gianfranco, come on, man. We don't want severe depression. That will make me sad. That'll be bad times. We don't want that if possible. The best investments are usually the most boring, says Richard. Sound advice there, man. The best investments are usually pretty boring. Bitcoin should disappear. It's rubbish, says Gianfranco. Oh. Bitcoin dropping to 50,000. I'm paranormal. All right. Got a bit of a members train squad kind of subscriptions coming through here. Thanks so much, guys. We'll go back up. So we've got Bark, but I want to go over to have a look at these markets. 39.50 on the S&P 500. It's up off its lows. US 100 probably more interesting to me. I think the Nasdaq's where it's at right now. 13,000 was reached. It breached slightly and then bounced up off it. If we continue to hold here ahead of the FOMC, it makes sense. It's a bit of a psychological level, key, zone, or point. BTC, 55,153. So you guys are proving me wrong here. You're buying it up. Good luck. I hope so. Got 52 as well as a very heavy support if it continues to come down. So we'll do this one, Bark. Then we'll take a look at the GME AMC situation and the other donations coming through. Bark is really strong. Really cool 20 exponential moving average double touch. So pullbacks back down to this zone seem to be met with pretty nice bullish pressure. Let's have a look at the top down approach, what you should always be doing when you don't know what something... Ooh, all right. Yes. Monthly trend line break of a serious February 18. So this is 17, 18, 19, Consolidation underneath, breakout. I like. I don't know what this is. It's, oh, major banks. Okay. Barclays, of course. 1 week though. Yep, it's good. Consolidation is good. Very nice. Maybe to 200. Watch, just keep following that 4 hour. Keep following the 4 hour 20. And if it fails, bail for a bit and wait for it to come back down the trend line. It's very fast moving, this one. So this is like all the banks right now, but that's a very nice 20 exponential moving average follow. Continue and good luck, Harry. Queue up that pre-market screener for us. All right, we'll check it out. Pre-market screener, what have we got going on? 2.13% CrowdStrike. Check the report, worthwhile knowing why that is up. Banks are up here because it looks like we have treasury yields going up. Goldman, JP moving through. Negative side, we've got Square 3.18%, Tesla down 3%, Teladoc down 3%, Trade Desk, Caravana, Zillow, Airbnb, Twilio, all these things moving down currently. Let's go over to the crazy hyperactive stocks. So media, 11.95% down, Sundial down 6%. Where is our GameStop? GameStop up, guys, 210 in the pre-market, 1.13. That was about 6 or so percent down before. That's pushed AMC up to 1302, another fairly strong. If it could open above 30 minutes and continue to hold there, at least then AMC has the chance to move towards the 14. Remember, a close above 14 on a significant time frame is going to trigger to your 16 price. So hopefully that does occur for you. Riot Blockchain, Afria, Tilray, they are all down. We'll look at those in the TA very shortly. All right, let's catch up here. Michael Davis, Australian $2. Thank you. Thanks for the clarity there. No worries, Michael. I assume that was in response to another one that you had. Perfect. Glad I could help you out. I'm up 65% with American Airlines. Congratulations, Andrej. Should I sell? Well, it's up to you, but you can have a look at the charts on it and find out whether you're at a technical level. Are you in the movement? Are you something else? Johnson Wynn says Tesla on a downward trend. Sell before open, buy at close to average down? Question mark. I wouldn't go into a gambling situation on that kind of movement through the FOMC because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know which way that market's going to move. No one does. Anyone that does, they're lying to you. Yash, let me go back up here. Yash, come on. Australian $4. Great work. Any chance you can look at AGY? Okay, we'll do that now. Welcome to the 2,147 people in the community right now watching this Wednesday live stream. We have downward market pressure coming into the FOMC event. Get your Forex calendar, Forex factory calendar, market watch calendar. Make sure you know when the FOMC event is occurring. It'll be occurring for Australians around 5 to 5:30 a.m. So make sure you're always aware of these things. This AGY is coming down to a key critical psychological zone around that 0.1. It had a big pump through the December period. It then had a big dump. It is metals and minerals. So that was an unfortunate kind of pump dump if you got into the wrong price. Look, I would hope it finds base here. Let's go to the daily. There's no technical buy. There's no anything. It's a very low amount of volume probably going through this as well in trade. Very low amount of volume. I think bottom end side, you go back down to this 0.07-ish area and find support there. Top end side, the better case scenario, you've found support here. And now what you do is you wait for structure to form and then a break above that structure, somewhere like right there. Once that happens, then you can get bullish again and move towards the 0.15 and the 0.2. This is a penny stock. I'm not sure how big it is. 131 million. On stocks like this, you only think about psychological levels. Don't do too much TA. It's not going to work out for you. If you TA Apple, it's going to work. If you TA Bitcoin, it's going to work. But don't TA a penny stock. Psychologicals all day. Cherry Chow, NT 75 Not sure how much that is, but thank you. Can you please do ENV8, please? Thanks you. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Michael Messer, welcome to the Diamond Hands community. Thank you so much, Michael. Make sure you follow the instructions and link up your Discord and YouTube, and you'll see the rooms appear there. So thank you very much, and enjoy the amenities, I guess. Matthew Harris, Australian $5. What are your thoughts on iron ore prices, considering buying some mining stocks? I'll get up iron ore price for you. Macro. Let me just get up the iron ore price. We'll answer those other questions. Just getting this ready. Iron ore price can be a little bit annoying to find. So iron ore usually has like mega cyclical kind of events. Iron ore spot is now trading. So Tianjin spot 166. Dalian futures are 1,069. And rebar futures are 4,738. So that's a pretty high zones. I feel like with iron ore, so the only way you can do this is maybe check like BHP. I feel like with iron ore, we just went super crazy and it's reflecting now in the stock positions. Look here today. So BHP was actually $46. So we went to 50 and now we're trading at 46. Where do I think it's going? I actually feel like it's going back down to the 42 zone. And it might be unpopular opinion, but I think that super crazy move, remember 33 all the way to 50 is a big move for this. You go back to the weeklies and then you'll understand instantly that it doesn't hold this price well. $50 held really poorly, sold off. Held really poorly, sold off. And have we just seen the most hyperactive, insane materials spike? Because this same price coincided with materials spiking to their highest point. And there's so many materials that were spiking around the early April period over here that all went into a multi-year decline. Super cycle was slow last time. This time the super cycle was insane, at least fast. So did we just hit that? I wouldn't be bullish on iron ore again. You know, guys, I'm a bull on this iron ore until 43 is reached on BHP, or maybe even the 42s. And the same goes with Rio. The same goes with Vale. I could see declines here across the board on the iron ore positions. I really could. Terry wanted ENV8. What do you guys think? Do you think iron ore and these materials have just... ENV8. I can't find that one, man. Thank you for the donation of NT75, but I cannot find that. Sheriff Malik, $2. Which can double on long term, Tesla or ARK? ARK, man, no question. ARK is always a safer kind of investment concept than maybe just Tesla, because if you just do Tesla, all your eggs in one basket. It's also about market capitalization. So Tesla's size right now, market capitalization, is $649 billion. So let's say it goes to $1.3 trillion. It's pretty large. It would make it a lot larger than it already is, bigger than other manufacturers. So you have to go past the auto side, which I know is what the tech is doing, but that is a very large movement. In ARK, what you're doing is you're getting a consistent spread of movement through different industries. They're going to sell portions, they're going to buy new portions. So the chance of an ETF like this that's actively managed doubling is higher. And especially Cathie Wood's track record through the last couple of years has been pretty good. So yes, she owns 10%-ish of Tesla. She can never really hold any more of that because of the fund and the way it works. But yeah, I would think this one has more of a chance of doubling, and Tesla has more of a chance of being a very quick, very fast, high, like good rebound, and maybe up to the $1,000 I could see, something like that. Erika Valan Shinate, I've probably got that wrong. $5. Hi, NCLH. I like what you do. Well, thank you very much there, Erika. Appreciate that. Or Erica. Probably Erica. Appreciate the donation. Bitcoin is rising. Now, Bitcoin's sitting at 55.2 right now. Don't get too excited. Where you can get really excited and go, bull, let's go, is when you get above 57,000 on a significant time frame. You close above 57, oh yeah, back to the 60,000s, back into the back end of this last cycle, possibly the hyperextension phase of the cycle. Possibly the hyperextension. J Powell has left the chat. Matt says, thank you very much. Johnny Bravo says, smash the like button. First step to improving your technical analysis is subscribing for future streams and market updates. Appreciate it. Johnny, you're awesome, man. So we want to do here NCLH. NCLH. 2988. Okay, what is this size wise? 9.5 billion. Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. Okay, probably in some recovery. So all the cruise lines are doing this. They've all moved out of their previous little spike hits. The June spike hit, the November spike hit. I tend to think this is where we're really seeing the movement up now that hopefully can fill these gaps, the selling gaps that occurred. Now we hit first resistance, 34.40. You can see why. $40 becomes the next resistance. So we'll chuck that one down. We'll chuck this one back down. Do I see it coming back down here? Yeah, I think it could. So I could maybe see like a reload around the 27.50, 28 for NCLH. 2050 cross occurring, very significant cross. Price action looks okay. Let's go to the daily. Yep, price action looks okay. Daily has mostly been holding, little buys. The wick came through with the body above. So if we open at 29.87, that's not down there yet. I would think a little bit more decline coming through. So maybe down like here and then bang, a bounce up. Get through 34.30, you can get to your $40 zone. That would be pretty sweet. GME just went green. We'll have a quick look here. GME just went green, supposedly. Yeah, 213.50 up 2.56%. I tell you, red days for the market mean green days for AMC and GME, don't they? So AMC is basically flat 0.84% and GME 213. Dollar index continues to find resistance around that 91.97 and 10-year treasuries. Let me bring those onto the charts for you all. Where did I put it? Where's my 10-year treasuries? 1.667. 1.667. So even this spike in treasuries just recently, the market is now recovering and stabilizing from that initial shock. VIX to 150 next week. Lol. Yeah, right. VIX to 150. Terry Chow, NT75. I think I actually need to catch up with a few others, but I see that, Terry. Thank you. I will fix it soon. Answered Sheriff's one. That's good. Let's go down here. Bradley back $5. What's your opinion on weed stocks? If I were to guess, the US Democrats will try to push legalization before midterm elections in November 2022. Totally agree. It will be most likely approved and it will come through. Now, weed stocks are notorious money burners. So most of them need to do capital raises and they lose tons of cash. There'll only be a few that win. My opinion at the moment on weed stocks is you're really trading them and you're trading them based on psychology. I've mentioned this a few times. Weed stocks actually could be something that benefits from these checks. It's a real industry that could benefit from these checks coming through. Let me have a look here at Tilray. Where's my Tilray? There's my Tilray. So that was down yesterday. It's down again today, down 5%. So we're at 25.60. Now, what I know about this stock is that when GME starts failing, it tends to benefit marijuana stocks. So the marijuana weed stocks do better because they have that initial, oh, well, we missed out here, we bounced. So last time that's what happened. Now they all burn tons of cash, so you're going to have to find good quality ones. And you'll probably also, for the American market, want to find ones that are in America. Because when they're in America, then we can be sure that they're going to most likely be approved. It's very important that they're in America, and that's what you're going to be really looking for. Try to find ones with stable cash flows. Things like Sundial, they just did an issue. They're not really stable. They're more of a meme stock. So just be prepared. But right now, all these fluctuations are not showing you true final value. They're just showing you that the community is trading them, investing in them, and YOLOing all over weed stocks. So I am bullish on them, but I don't know which ones will survive. I'd be looking for American providers into that news. Verified news, $2. Call me Dave and look at F again. Okay. No worries. Verified news. Dave is your name now. That's probably your real name, so welcome. We've got a few Daves here. Let's take a look at Ford. Okay, Ford is pulling back. Let's go to the daily. I think last time we said this to you, Dave, that we were all about this 20 moving average, and I'm still all about this 20 moving average. So you might be getting that into the market open pretty much right on there. 12.30, 12.29 pre. Yeah, look, this is the area. Notice what happens each time though. Rejection wick, rejection wick, rejection wick, rejection wick. So if it does hit here today, I would love to see a little bit of wick at the close, or just a little bit. Just give me a little bit of wick. We get some wick action, then we can be more sure that we can move to the next level. So I like that. The 20 is cool, a little bit of resistance, and it's been holding very, very strong. Let's get some wick, and then we can move through. Thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate it. Terry's ENVB. Okay, ENVB, a bioscience company. Do this one. Let's have a look. 68.76 million. So very small. Hasn't been around long. 4th of Jan or 3rd in December it really launched. So is this even trading every day? Let me have a look here. Okay. So probably some small volume. 27 million volume units. All right, it's not too bad. All over the place. There is not much TA I can do here. I know you've donated twice, man, but look, based on all of this, because of how high it's been, there's clearly some hype coming through. Is that an announcement? I don't know. What is this? 365. So we're sitting right around that pre, just underneath. There's no TA here. But if you're going to be like gamblery on it, you basically want to just box a zone and say, look, this area has consistently bounced many, many times. Has it been lower? Sure. But it's consistently bounced, and then you have to trade in and out because it's just not holding the levels. Each time it goes up, it just gets busted down. I wouldn't have even held through all of that. I would have been well out just here. So before the 6, I would have been like, goodbye, I'm out, thank you. And it spiked the other day. Yeah, look, I just think it's at the right area for it to bounce up and spike, but you can't TA it. You cannot TA that. 4 hour and 8 hour, pretty good. Damn right they are, Andy. Very good time frames. Daily, awesome is good too. Like button smash. Thank you very much, Lead Badger. Thank you very much. I think we're up to Johnny. Let me just quickly scroll through here. I believe we are caught up. So we are half an hour, 35 minutes before the market opens. Johnny Knoxville, $10. Thanks so much, Johnny. Tommy, my government is wasting money on stimulus, so I might as well support Aussies. Well, I appreciate that, bro. I will drink Foster's during Friday's stream again. ASBRF to the moon. ASBRF. To the moon. Asahi Group. Whoa! Look at the terribleness. What the? I guess you need to be on the Japanese market maybe for it. What is this data? Asahi's a good beer though. I quite like the Japanese beers. That data is horrible. I can't even do this for you, man. It's because it's OTC. Yeah, unreadable. Oh well. That's all right. We'll do something else for you later. Ford Motor, great dip. Yeah, correct, David. That was pretty nice. BTC, let's do around the markets now and get ready for the pre-market open. So BTC 55,250. We are seeing some declines. Watch the 4-hour 20. Everything's about the 4-hour 20. Watch how that interacts with price. If we get above 57,000, you can move towards your 60 and 62,000, which will be very glorious. If we move underneath 53, I could see a 52 coming. That's where I expect more resistance to become support. Very important area for it. XRP is holding barely up. I thought I did SVRA, Dave. I'll do Sarah's one in a minute. Let's just do this stuff. So US 500, 39.51 did come off. Now it's bounced up. US 100, 13,000, the key point to watch today. If we close below there, I could see the US 100 Nasdaq going towards 12,800. Don't be concerned if it hits this point. It's still an interesting level to be paying attention to. I expect 13,000 and the 12.8 to both be heavy supports, or at least decent supports for the market. 12.8 particularly heavy for everybody. Let's do the pre-market watch. So what have we got going on here from the negative side and the positive side? Positive side, GameStop is bulling hard, 215. Really strong, nice price action in the pre-market. 30 minutes still worthwhile watching for the session. AMC now green, 13.20, and COS is green. So all the squeezes are holding up. Even BlackBerry's coming back in and Nokia. But on the red side, we've got some Media Group, Sundial, Tilray, all getting beaten around while the others are doing well. Let's take a look over here. CrowdStrike with the good report. Goldman Sachs, banks all going up off the 10-year Treasury yield. Square, 2.94% down. A favorite of the retail community. Tesla also, 658. Hold, 660. No under 660 for the daily close. Come on. Hold 660, guys. Because if you don't hold 660, it's going to be bad. Tesla's going back down, and we don't want that necessarily. So Teladoc, everything's still recovering. Was crashing quite hard before. Welcome to 2,000 people joining us for this Wednesday stream. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Let's catch up with Sarah's one. I'm almost sure I did this though. SVRA. I certainly did do this, so it's all good. No worries. Thanks, Dave. PLTR, we've done that a little while ago. We've got Marcel Marza. Thank you very much. Ron 10. Boxel. Boxlight Corporation. Cool. Miscellaneous Commercial Services, $125 million stock. Opening now at a 236, which is right on the bottom of the spot. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully it holds here. Analysis, instantly, bang. You've got support. A little bit of wick would be nice at the end of the day if you can. If you close under here, that's a little bit unfortunate. You could move back into the $2 price range. But nice structure above. Hopefully you hold. It must hold here. A closure below. Instantly, I'm thinking towards the $2 price. And once you get past here, $3. So good like little bit of TA on this particular one. $2 strong support where it is now, and a close above here, $3. Pretty simple analysis there. Thank you for the donation. Terry says, is that a beer? Yeah, Sahi is a beer. Yep. Tesla is going to be struggling to sell their cars by the fall of this year, says Kevin. Okay, interesting. Foster's isn't that bad, Diamond Eye. It's not that bad, but it doesn't exist in Australia. Better than some of the Australian beers we do drink. Oh, VB. Oh, it's a bad beer. It's a bad beer. VB, very bad. Even though I'm from Victoria, I'm from Melbourne, I still don't like VB. It's not the best. What's happening with Zom? We were doing so good. That is true. Let's load up Zom. So it was all going so well, and then it wasn't. And it was going so well. Why didn't you get your 290? It should have done it. Things look good. 290. Now you're sitting at $2 and it just looks horrible again. That's actually a bit disappointing for a lot of traders, I'm sure. Things were looking so good. Why did it stop here though? I don't know why it stopped there. I can only assume it stopped there because Yeah, there's no really good benefit. No reason. Maybe a bit of news that I can't see on the charts. Yeah, I was really looking towards 290. I mean, I don't own this or anything, but I do think that 290 should have occurred. And it's a bit disappointing when this type of stuff happens. Today, what you're looking at is you must get back up. You really want to hold above 220. No underneath. So hopefully you get 20 cents through the session, close back up at the 220, and then you can start to move towards putting the 290 back in. Zom sold the news. Oh, there was news. Yeah, well, that's why you got stuffed. All weed stocks sold off yesterday. Correct, Bradley. Remember, you're looking at a 2022 scenario. Look at weed stocks. Look at ACB. Look at where it was. Look at Tilray where it was during the bull bust and the bears. IBM sold their soul to Lenovo. Kind of true, Richard. Kind of true. A YouTuber made a video telling people to sell before 3. Simon says. What do you mean? Before 3? Like sell every day? Or just sell yesterday? I mean, making one call is not enough. But if you always sell at the end of the day, that's kind of stupid. I don't know why you do that. Zoom video communications. So we're about 27 minutes away from the open. We've well smashed 500 likes. So we'll definitely get hype for today because we need some hype in the rooms after seeing this red. Remember, FOMC in around 5 and a bit hours. About 5 hours now. So 5 hours, it starts the FOMC. Make sure you have your calendar ready. This is set to my time. I'll chuck this one in there just so the community can use it. Some good free apps just for a shout out. If you enjoy any of these, make sure you subscribe. Koifin, really great app, free, use it. TradingView, click the link down below, help out the stream if you end up buying the premium. It's a good program. Other things that are worthwhile, finviz.com, MarketWatch, all great bits of software that I definitely recommend that you have as a free addition to making decisions in the market. Well worthwhile checking out those. AMC now 13.21 and GME 2.15. So we've gone green now on AMC for the day. Dollar index failed and rejected the 91.96. So it has to really pass through here. It's all about, look, it's just waiting. It's coiling, doing its thing. Is the dip over? I had IBM shares for 25 years. That's not good, is it? I mean, if you had them during certain times, it's okay. Yeah, imagine if you had like GE for all that time. That would have been really bad. That would have been really bad. I'm sure a few people out there did. All right, let's get in. Let's get a bit hyped here. I'm ready. I need this, guys. We all need this. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much, Frank, for the donation. We'll do it in just a few moments. Jace is praying for a unicorn. All right, let's do it, guys. Cheers to today. It's going to be okay. There's the helicopter money. It's coming in. All right, there we are. So we're now 25 minutes away from the open. Things are looking okay. They've recovered somewhat, but it's still ahead of the news. Remember, that doesn't help us that much. It doesn't help us that much. Let's now have a look at Frank's donation here. $5. I love blunt honesty of your stream. Do what you know. Do you know what date the Coinbase stock will be available for purchase? Oh yeah, let's have a look. Coinbase stock purchase. I don't know what day it's going to be. Does anyone in the community know which day Coinbase comes through? I will not be taking part in that one myself, but I do believe maybe I should do it. It'll probably like go super hyperactive, but you'll get scaled massively. It's interesting. Does anyone know on the Coinbase date? I would like to have that in the room rather than me searching through for it. This is for Frank, would be greatly appreciated. Have you looked at the VIX? Yeah, we have had a look at the VIX. So 55,288 here for Bitcoin, hit the 20 exponential, engulfed down, found some selling pressure through the stream. Now it's bouncing a little bit. Will it continue up? We'll have time to tell. Gold rejected the 1740 just to show you because of that dollar index. This 1740 is the strong resistance. A closure above this will open 1760 and 1780 for gold. If we go on over to the VIX, which is being requested here. Look, we've done this. We did VXX as well. Pretty much with the VIX, we expect volatility into the FOMC event, and then depending on what is said, we'll have the next kind of zone, I guess, or the next movement for the VIX. I would be somebody that would say, okay, I think the volatility comes in, and then just before the event, I'd be like, goodbye, and I get out because it's too risky going through an event such as that. It's just too risky. DocuSign is a great dip as well. Let's have a quick look at Docu. That's an interesting one. So it's DocuSign 208. So this one dipped from 275 and was pretty consistent as well. You've got to remember this one here, 6th of July, all the way through to Feb. But yes, it went up, but it's been relatively stable now. So all of 19 into 20, it just had such an amazing early run on it, didn't it? No wonder it's struggling with this current valuation. DocuSign pre-market 208 down 1.27%. 208 right on support. Foster's and VB are garbage, so is MB. Panther knows. It's true. Well, Foster's is not that bad, man. Foster's not that bad. Tyrone, $2. $2 per hour if you stay live to the FOMC. No way, bro. You want me dead for our meeting in the morning? You crazy? No way. Not going to happen. But thank you for the donation there, Ty. I'm pretty sure you'd be asleep already. I'm surprised to hear. Let's see if we can get this Coinbase information. Did someone say it? 2,000 watching and only 800 likes. Come on, man, says Jake Bean. Appreciate it, Jake. Best open ever, Todd Muffley says. Appreciate that, Todd. Let's go gamers, Marcus. Yeah, well, I love games. I'm hyped for an old school game. Might be D2 Resurrection. Oh, man, I might not live stream if D2 Resurrection comes out. Not announced, Paco Smith says. Okay, Coinbase IPO is not official yet. There we go. Unfortunately, we don't have the information. Probably why I don't have it yet. Amazon will buy Walgreens. Interesting. Got another donation coming in here from Nick M. Power, $5. Please do the 4 U's. Okay, we'll do the 4 U's. So yeah, DocuSign, interesting. Let's have a look at Square quickly because it is coming back down. 235 in the pre, down 3.18%. Look, what an amazing recovery. That's insane. That was so fast. Deserves to come down a little bit. Where are going to be the buy pressures though? Is it going to be like a 230? Is it going to be a 220? I don't really like Square at these areas or prices. I like it a lot at 220 and 200. Good company though. Good company. I think it just moved too fast for itself and that's why it is declining somewhat. What's this one? Ooh, 71 on the pre-market for net. These really are hyperactive stocks each way. Teladoc getting belted. Down 6.41% in the pre here to 186. Wow. Teladoc just getting absolutely smashed down here. Interesting. Let's do the 4 U's. Energy Fuels Inc. Looks good at first look. Take a look now. Okay, so we're in structure on the left-hand side. That is going to be a problematic area for it. We'll go down to the daily. Pre-market 680. I think it goes back to the 6. It closed so strong, but then now we had that really bad daily pin rejection. So I think we go down to the 6, we find the previous structure, and then hopefully you get a bounce. 20 exponential moving average will meet it. I'm feeling the 6 here for this one. I am feeling the 6. The quadruple U's will push maybe down. That yesterday's candle was bad, and considering it's going to open underneath that 680, that could have flow through effects that push it back down to the 6. I'm not bullish on it until it gets to the 6. Thank you very much, Nick, for the donation. Yanni Kush, $5. What do you think of Filecoin crypto? We'll check out that in just a few moments for sure. Denise Oki, welcome to the Diamond Hands community. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Make sure you follow the instructions that you get there and link up your Discord, and it will all work out perfectly. It's only 5 hours away, guys, for the FOMC. That's correct. Why is the stock market looking so scary? FOMC, Papa Jerome coming through with the goods. What did someone say about Teladoc? What is this? Yes, interested in your thoughts on Telstra. Will Elon Starlink decimate worldwide telco stocks? I don't like telco stocks. I think they're like a bygone of the last era. Like Telstra in Australia, I mean, you can buy it at certain prices. This is our biggest telecommunications company, but I'm not very bullish on them. I think they're horrors. They have old school businesses that they can't move around, and it was time for a new one. Also, because in Australia, we sold our internet basically to the NBN. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. But yeah, look, telcos are going to be very hard pressed to make good money in the future. It's all just cutthroat business enterprise, and they're going to have to move into other things. For sure. Everything is red, says Oh Hi. Yeah, it's a red day. Aaron says, does J-Pow have to talk so much? He loves talking. Almost as much as I do. Kevin says, oh my God, my watch is back from Germany. It's only been 3 months. Oh, I skipped your second super chat, Sheriff. Really? Let me scroll back through here. I don't try to skip no one's super chats. Oh, what are the best weed stocks for long term? I haven't done enough analysis. I always just thought Tilray was pretty okay. But I'm starting to come around to this idea of going with something that can really hit the American market better. So I actually quite like Tilray. When I look at some of this analysis in them, like weed maps as well and all these other things, the problem is so many of them just burn cash. I will get back to you guys on doing some analysis through the stocks, but it's been APHA and Tilray for me recently. And that's been the one I've been trading, but I'm not long positioning any of them. I'm just trading them. I'm not long positioning any of them. Okay, Yanni, what do you think of Filecoin crypto? Okay, let's make this one quick. We are 15 minutes away from the open. Not long now, guys. US 500, 39.50 ahead of the J-Pow. US 100, 13,028 is improving off where it was before. Some pretty wild moves in the pre-market in terms of percentages on some stocks. We'll continue to watch that. You will do the Qcoin. Oh, this looks good. It's moved up heavily. Daily breakout was so good. And now we're at $70. Let's see. 4 hour. How's it trending? Okay, 4 hour 20 was met once. Has it moved too quickly? 4 hour 20 was hit. Then it extended. Let's go with the pull itself. Find out. Oh, I feel like it's at the end. All right. My thought process here is I like it and the breakout is good and things look okay, but I'm not sure if I could buy it at a $70 psychological that's already finding resistance pressure. We know with cryptocurrencies, they tend to move heavily. Like this one's moved a massive percentage and then they dump pretty fast into areas. You need to be prepared for them. So maybe you want to focus on this 20 exponential, and I'll explain why. Look how many times this thing has bounced through the areas. It's just bounced so many times. So there's so much 20 exponential moving averages that have been hit, and it's just kept finding support. So that means that if it does pull back now, it should find support there. And I actually think that you'd still get a price like this, even in the future, even if it went up here, you'd still get a price on the 20 that should give you around this zone. So good luck there, Yanni, but that's my thoughts on it. Heated TTV, 559, $4.99. Why is the market looking so scary, and will everything be all right? It should be all right as long as Powell doesn't say something stupid, but I don't think he will. It should be okay. Everything is looking okay. March is a whipsaw month. Consider March like this. And that's the end. So we started here and we ended here. On average, March is about a 0.5% month. But you know what's good? Is April. Because April is a bullish month. Statistically, hard statistics, it is good. Nasdaq still down over 1%, going to be ugly. Well, it's going to be down 1%. But if you're in the Nasdaq and you can't hold 1%, I'm not sure if you should be trading the Nasdaq. It's a very aggressive index. Thank you very much, Kevin. Yep, I got back on it. It's all good. I got the super chat. It's all good. Hobie Sun Troll Lines, $5 FCX. We'll check that out in a few moments. So we're now 12 minutes through to the open. We'll do our final break in. We'll do the GME. We'll do the AMC. We'll go through all of the things that we've been looking at in a quick succession so that we can be ready for the market open. Pre here for FCX, we've got 34.74. I think that strong support is really the 32.20. So we'll pop that on there. Go to the weekly and dailies. So the daily here, okay, 50, 50. That was the last two lows. Yes. Down 5.33% down yesterday. Okay. I'm kind of bearish on it down to this point, but I hope that the 50 can hold for you. So this 50 is just so good. It's been good twice. You've got resistance, support, and if you get a little closure underneath the 20 today, that's where I think you would go. So good luck, but it is a very interesting zone, the 50 exponential moving average. Resistance, resistance, support, 20, everything lining up around that 32.20. Look at that. Watch this closure today. Very, very important. Gunga Din, $5. How's it going? I like some of these stickers. Very nice sticker there, man. Appreciate it. Mana is crazy. Please drop the heat one more time. All right, we might need that. We might need that. Thank you again, Gunga Din. $5 donation. Appreciate the sticker. It is good. Coinbase listing ADA tomorrow. Apparently, Mark M says yes. So whenever Coinbase is listed in the past, it always sends massive gains in that crypto and a hype that comes through. And I expect some other big cryptos to benefit from this in the future. So if you're hodling certain cryptos, think about, will Coinbase add this in? Remember what happened with XRP when it went away? That was bad. Let's do the 4 load up. So AMC 1330, bullish right now, 2.15%, going towards the $14 resistance target. What time frame will we need to close above? Because there's a lot of noise up here. Lots of noise above the 14. Okay, there we are. So oh wow, we need a big time frame close. So we need a 4-hour at least closure above 14. Usually we only need like a 15-minute to then signal our 16 pressure spike. So that's where that squeezes, the gamma squeeze as you guys call it, will go through to the 16. $14, we close above there, you can move towards the 16. Inside the 14-12 zone, expect resistance selling just below 14 because there has been some sentiment breakdown recently, and $12 to be some kind of buy. On the GME side, 216 is strong. 240 could be a resistance pressure. Watch the first 30 minutes on both. Let's load up into our 4-screener now, move through, and get hype for today. I think we need one more hype train, guys. Are we at 1,000 likes for the stream? Let's check it out. Get us to 1,000 likes if you can. That always helps us out. Let's do it anyway. All right, I'm ready. Woo. 9 until the market opens. Only 9 minutes. Coin direct listing everywhere says no date, but within weeks. There we go. So Coinbase not long now. Agreed with you, Panther. Stimulus could do well. Here we go. Let's do it. 8 minutes. All right, there we go. We've got the heat. We're ready to go. We've got our Tesla on the 5 minutes, 676. You guys have done it. Oh no, 656 in the pre-market. No, you haven't done it yet. You must keep above 660. None of this 650 area for the day. US 100 Nasdaq was voted yesterday, and I think it should be. We'll keep the 13,000 horizontal line on the board. So that's where we had it. Look at this little price action here on the 5 minute. Not that it means anything, but look at all the little buys. People buying around that zone in the pre. So we're ready. We're 7 minutes away. Quick check, 55,327 BTC. It was in the 54s before. Don't get too hyped about BTC until it closes above the 20 exponential moving average on the 4 hour and probably gets through 57. Once it does that, it can move towards 60 and 62,000. That's what happened last time. The 20 moving average on the 4 hour is key to finding out what's going to happen on Bitcoin. What are my thoughts on NFT? Lots and lots of hype, lots and lots of money to be made, and then lots and lots of things blowing up. And a second turn around in a few years' time where NFTs will come into their own and you'll see some really good ones. But there's heaps of crap out there. And I'm sure there'll be even more by the time NFTs are done. Super excited to participate today, Andrew said. Well, that's good. Mana up 25% in the last 20 minutes. So some of the stocks, if you're a crazy person and you want to get into the hype and all of the madness, let's have a look at what the stock rankings are today. So crazy ones are going to be Mana, Link, so Chainlink, Skills down quite a lot, it looks like. American Resources, AREC, Plug, people are looking at that. Most active is AMC, GME, so Media Corp, and then CCIV. And yeah, Mana is moving fairly heavily. So I'll just load that to show you. Mana US dollar. Let's take a look here. Bang. Woo! Look. That's a 15 minute. Go to the daily. It certainly is moving up. So is there strong signals here? Let's go to the 4 hour. Bounced and just started moving. I'm not sure why. I don't have the news on it. Maybe someone in the chat can share it with us. Go back over to our 4 screener. Pre-check of the markets. What's down, what's up? What could you be looking at today? CrowdStrike, good earnings report. 2.85%. JP Morgan is up, so banks are up. Lots of the boomer stonks are up, it looks like. On the negative side, Teladoc Health getting absolutely bashed. I'm going to have to go look at the news on this one. I assume there's news. Because a 183, 7.47 down, that's quite a lot. Maybe it had some earnings or something. I thought it already had earnings. Not sure what it is, but yep. Teladoc down 183. Zillow now only down 3%. It's not too bad. Square down 3. Tesla down 2.9. Snowflake 2.86. Snowflake's been very disappointing recently. It's just such an overpriced stock. Great stock, but overpriced stock. But it's coming back into the support where maybe it's a better area to be looking at it. All of the tech stocks through. Tesla options too expensive? Yeah, they're really expensive. I would think that Tesla options might be some of the most expensive ones out there. 5% up in GameStop, AMC up 2%. And of these others, there's a Media Corp, Sundial, Tilray down 4.75. So all of those stocks that were up in the last couple of days are down. CCIV really got hit hard. It was about 7% before. Stimmy checks are coming out. That's right. So the stimmy checks, when they coming through at 9 o'clock for some people, I believe they were. Chainlink up percentage suddenly, yes. As we mentioned before, they were going through. BTC was the best performing asset of the past decade, easily. COS, yeah, COS is probably going to be moving as well if AMC and GME can hold up. So we're 4 minutes off the open. Grayscale announced manner. There you go, that's the news. Tesla will lose market share, or there will be others coming out to perform with it, but there's a big market there, and Tesla are more than just maybe that market share. Hit the thumbs up, get us to 1,000 likes. Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew. 10 more likes, smash it, people, says Tim. Appreciate it, man. Can you check forward? We actually did that one. It was a donation before from Dave. So, yeah, we did check forward, and we liked the support level, actually. It was pretty good. Will SpaceX be a Chinese IPO? No idea. 5 new products have been added to Grayscale lineup. BAT, Link, Mana, Phil, and LPT. Thank you, Ken, for the news. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah, hopefully so. So 13,024. I'll be looking at that Teladoc news after this stream. I'm interested in finding out what the hell's going on there. Just myself. Let's now see what else is going on. 10-year yields. I don't think I added it to this one. Let's do that. 10-year treasuries. Bring that up here. So 10-year treasuries up 2.72% ahead of the FOMC. We also have dollar index trading at 91.88. So it did reject the 91.96 area. Silver 26 flat. Gold still struggling around 1730. Watch 1740 for gold traders. And Tesla coming in at a 655 pre. Stimulus going into my trading account, says Elegant. Well, here we go, guys. For people that are getting the stimulus, where are you putting it? Stocks or crypto? Tell us now. And is all of it going in, or is something? Let's take a bit of a community opinion on what's going on with the stimulus checks from the US. Are you buying stocks? Are you buying crypto? And are you going all in with it, or are you not? Tell us now. SQQ finding weekly. Yeah. I'm still holding BlackBerry as well. Well done, David. That's the true diamond hands holding through those points. So we're now in the last final 1 minute. Quick check here. Pre-market, 2.66. There's the positives. The negatives, Teladoc leading the way on this one. And we did see on the left-hand side here, GME and AMC are coming in strong. Dino, Dalkick, $1.99. What's more likely for AMC today, 14 or 12? At this point, you would think 14, wouldn't you? 13.21, pretty strong area there. All right, guys, here we go. We are ready. I got the bell ready for you. We're ready for the open. Let's get hyped. 15 seconds. Whew. 10, 9, 8. And boom. All right, we are open, guys, and we are off to the races, as some people would say. 13,026. What did we open? So we opened 7.8% down on TDOC. Square was down 3.41. Net's down 3.32. So some pretty big moves in the hypergrowth stocks here to the negative side. Where is our Tesla? It ran off. Oh, no, it's down here. 651. Okay, so it's running off down here with the 651 on the 5 minutes. I want to see buying pressure to hold the Tesla close above the 660 ideally. We'll be watching that. We will make a video about it tomorrow, so please subscribe if you're interested in finding out more. Play the song. We don't need to play the song. We already played it. We're open now. We're open. 13,023 on the Nas. Do I think that TDOC price was ridiculous? Interesting. AMC, $13. Holding. GME, 216. US 100, putting the pressure on the 13,000. Continue to watch these areas. 660. Look. Tesla. Yes. No. 660. Don't you be acting as no resistance. We don't want to see that. AMC, let's go, says Milton. Good luck. Panther says, I wish you all well. Donk and Dave down 16K at the opening. Don't look, Donk. Don't look. Just got in on blockchain as it dropped a lot. Cool. Fences all around. Yeah. Oh yeah, we need the fence for, look, we need this fence for Tesla. I might have to fence T-Doc for some of you out there. Fence the Nasdaq. We got to fence it all. All right, we're safe. We're safe. It's moving up. 662. Only 15% into stocks until Wall Street tries to grab, and then I will go large, Glenn says. Fair enough. Yes, Wall Street likes stealing from the poor. They're the true, and then giving to themselves, which is the rich. Here we go, AMC, 1355. So for you to know the 14 area is cracked, you probably need a 4-hour close. 14, just below 14, I expect some resistance if it keeps going through here. I answered that question that Dino put through. Yes, I did. Oh, the fence is being put under pressure straight away here on the NAS. 13,000. Look at that. The fence does its job well. The fence is still undefeated. I'll let you know a little secret. If I'm thinking about that, I've got the 1 minute chart open, and if I'm thinking it's no good, no, I don't do that. Don't worry. The fence holds. The fence holds. It's undefeated. Always holding AMC, says David. IMAX, anyone? Fair enough. Today is St. Paddy's Day. I better see all green in the market. That's true. Fence coming under more pressure at the 13,000. Teladoc repricing here a little bit. 6.47% down to 185. Plenty of things going on. All right, guys. Well, usually I go through the first 15 minutes, but I do have a very early appointment, so I must do that. I'll be live tomorrow, Thursday, for the open. I wish everyone the best. Let's see what Powell has to say. I'll be making a video about tomorrow. I don't really know what he's going to do. Let's hope the 13,000 holds on the NAS. If it doesn't, unfortunately, we could be going to 12.8, but it's all about Powell. Tesla, you guys want above 660. AMC, be careful under the 14, and GME guys, maybe look at the 240 and check it out. US 500, etc. Everything else looks okay. Look at dollar index at the 91.96. Bye for now, guys. Thanks so much for the donations. We'll see you tomorrow for another pre-market stream. It's a lot of fun, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, guys, if you're interested in finding out more about our courses, we have our 10-year. That's right. We've been doing this for 10 years as a business as well. So we have education courses, 50% off for the 10-year. You can click the link up above if you want to find out more. That's the paid sponsored advert of today by myself sponsoring.